3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to All I Do Is. The inflation rate's going up and cost of living's high and we can't afford it anymore because we're millennials. I'm Tom Elwes, and as ever, I am joined today by my co-host, Mr. Ali Woods.
Hey Tom, hey listeners, how's it going everyone? How are you, Tom?
Yeah, I'm okay. I've just squeezed myself into these jeans, and the workout hasn't helped because I actually had to sit up and stand up when I was doing bench press. Obviously, I wasn't working my legs, but yeah, no, that sounds about right. But Tom, you're not actually here, are you? No, I'm not here actually. I'm squatting. Good one, Tom. It's actually just me. Thank you very much for listening to All I Do Is Fail. Tom cannot be with us because he has died. So we move on quickly with the podcast. He's not dead, listeners. He's just dead weight. But he will not be here today because he is away, and it is going to be just me. Sorry to the YouTube viewers as well who are just watching me lose my own mind there. But I am joined as ever, though, by producer Phoebe. Phoebe Hotwood in the house.
Hello,
how are you doing?
Hello. Yeah, very well, thank you.
Great banter. And so me and Phoebe have the electric
what
chemistry. Sorry? Just a joke or something, just some affection or maybe just some effort. And so me and Phoebe, as always, electric in the studio. Who needs Elwes? But thankfully enough, guys, I'm actually joined by two esteemed guests who I will be introducing now. The first of which will go in salary order. So Adam as the bloke. Definitely not true, is it?
Yes, no.
Definitely not true.
Definitely heads more.
Adam Coumas, long-term friend,
Yep.
longer-term enemy.
Yep.
Adam Coumas in the house. How are you doing?
Good, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on, Tom.
No problem. My name's Tom. If you didn't know Adam Coumas, he was on the podcast before.
Episode 7?
It doesn't matter. We deleted it. But
Good call.
Adam is another comedian, if you can believe it. And he is here today because I gave him a ring. I said, look, Tom's out, mate. We need another bloke who has his sort of regressive views on things.
Yeah.
And Adam
A lot of people have said no.
A lot of people said no. As we've said a long time in this podcast,
Do you have anything going on?
our USP is desperation and
And I
availability.
was like, no, I've got nothing going on.
No, but Adam is a long-term friend, and we have been comedians together for a long time. And speaking of which, another long-term friend and comedian who we all started sort of a similar time, Davina Bentley, everybody.
Hey.
Davina, how are you?
I'm really well, thank you. How are you doing? Also, can I just say, you didn't give Phoebe room nor time to say...
Anyway, as we move on to our first section, we...
It's so nice having another woman to sort of like...
Because I was actually going to
call
bring
them
a
out, mate.
candle to like a diptyque candle to demasculinize this energy.
we can cut her out, can't we, Phoebe? Is that right, yeah?
Yeah. Can we have exposed flames in this container?
Oh,
We
I
do
feel like
today.
regulation is not first and foremost in this setting.
Yeah.
Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Davina, thank you very much for coming in as our voice of women. You've replaced Phoebe. We can have one at a
Reason.
time. Phoebe, thank you very much for taking part in the podcast so far, but that is all. And Davina. So
Hey!
how
You weren't quite Tom O, is it?
Davina,
do the head thing.
What? No. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tom, just to let you know, I don't think they've nailed you. Okay, fine.
Yeah. It's the head, isn't it? It's the... Yeah, you got to be
It's
like
this,
truck, but no
shoulders
leg
up.
day.
Yeah, you've got to watch this on YouTube. Davina is doing a fantastic impression. You got to sort the shoulders up. Go, yo.
Hey, how you doing? No, it's really good.
Davina,
Yeah.
what's been going on in your life? How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Lots has been going on.
Yeah.
I just got a job offer yesterday, like a day job.
Whoop.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So that's a bit scary.
Is it in law?
It's it's like law adjacent.
Yeah.
So that's a bit scary, but just loads of gigging.
Gigging, smashing it out. And you all, because we were gigging together at Vauxhall Comedy Club. You can come every Tuesday, Vauxhall Comedy Club at 8 Tuesdays. Davina smashed it on Tuesday, lifted the roof off.
It was really, really fun.
Yeah?
So I've done Vauxhall quite a lot this week and had some very, what's a nice way of saying it? Like, cocained up. I don't know what the correct term is. We had some very
I believe.
wild off that tip. Is that the correct medical term?
That's the layman
Is that
term.
is that the layman?
Yeah,
Who were the
yeah.
cocaine? What, in that
On
crowd
Saturday night,
Tuesday?
not the one you were on Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Yeah,
Oh,
Saturday.
That's whether you get it as part
Yeah.
of the ticket,
Yeah.
right?
Part of the ticket. I mean, it
it's
just
agreed.
absolutely like faces
be.
going.
And that was just the
It
bloke
was-
who
it was
runs the club.
wild.
It was wild. Yeah,
It was wild.
It
They
was
were
really fun.
They were front row as well. Why do they always go front row and their jaws
Cocaine.
would
Well, yeah, the
just...
people on
Okay.
cocaine.
Why are they so confident they're on coke?
Yeah. I
I've
think-
never done cocaine.
No,
Have you
never
ever done
done.
any drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
done.
Sweet.
not done
Talk
coke
about
either.
having a joint.
I've drank J2Os. That's a drug.
Yeah.
That's a drug of sorts. I've
Just
smoked
want to
marriage.
shatter his illusion. Family friendly.
I smoked marijuana, and I have also done MDMA.
This is all coming back to what I think is the
Yeah.
problem with you,
Excuse me.
which is
Yeah.
you're
Phoebe,
obsessed.
stop laughing.
Going in that
Phoebe, whose side are you on? The people who are mean to you every week, or this random woman?
This random lady who turned up to defend you and your honour.
Yeah.
You're obsessed with
I
like.
love Davina. I
You-
think we've met before.
I think Ali, you need to loosen up, guy.
Me?
Yeah, you
I think
always.
MDMA is quite loose though.
Yeah, but
Coke would be worse for you.
Loosening up coming from you, Bentley.
Imagine
Are
how many
you
quotes
kidding
he'd have on
me?
his wall if he was on coke. Ran them all up. Like if that's not neurotic enough.
You think I'm wired and like the sound of my own voice at the moment? Imagine
Yeah.
me after snorting
I think
a
he
few
needs
lines.
MDMA. Yeah, definitely something.
Relax, marijuana. Well, you need to unwind, Davina.
Lucy, I got
Davina
across-
Bentley.
I'm known for being chill. That's why guys love me.
This isn't
They're
a
like,
first
"I'm
date now,
really
Davina.
chill."
Why? Don't lie this early into this.
I'm like this
podcast.
girl. You know the girl that like
You're the okay.
that opens a yoga studio. My mate showed me loads of girls that like had too many Negronis, opened a yoga studio accidentally.
Oh,
And that
really?
girl, yeah.
What's a Negroni?
You know, it's like a,
You can't
like
say that word anymore, but it's,
Wow.
it's
Is it like a beer, like a Peroni?
No, Negroni. I think it's an Italian liquor, so it's a bit like an Aperol, but it's red, and it's really or a Campari. It's like a cool. It got cool in South London like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So-
I'm surprised you haven't heard of it, mate.
I'm still. You just explained it. I'm still not sure what it is. Just like.
It's like a liquor. Do you know what an Aperol spritz is? The bright orange one.
This guy has a half pint of
What do
Peroni.
they
That's
sell in
done.
Weatherspoons? That's
You
about.
get a Campari and Weatherspoon or a
Okay.
Negroni.
Yeah, they're both there.
And they'll serve you with it.
Never seen like a bright red drink.
No.
It's quite sour, and then like an orange swirl.
I know what a Bloody Mary is, but
Okay, so it's like a fancy cocktail. Basically,
Fine.
I'm just saying. Of course
you're
I'm-
better than us. Yeah, no.
No, I'm saying I'm not a chill girl that does yoga, but I
No
think that
shit.
girl is overvalued and I'm undervalued.
I wouldn't be happy with that if I was dating a chill girl who does yoga. We have a chill girl who does yoga in the studio, Phoebe.
Phoebe.
And,
You do yoga?
I do yoga, but I wouldn't say I'm that chill.
no, you're not chill at all.
You've got a haircut that says you do yoga. That's a good haircut.
It's the undercut. and
Yes,
things, isn't
that's
it?
yoga
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
What does my haircut say, Adam?
Unemployed.
No, it says he's obsessed with productivity.
What? No.
Okay, maybe not today, because today it's gone a little.
It's shabby. I'm getting a haircut. I'm getting a haircut soon. Speaking of yoga, Phoebe, we are looking to have a new challenge for February, aren't we? And we're thinking it will be a yoga challenge. Yoga every day
Yeah.
through February. Well, we're already on the 3rd, so
Yeah.
we have to start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Phoebe, you're the yoga expert. What do we need to know for this challenge?
What do you want to know? Just you don't need anything. You don't even need a mat. You could just use a towel. I did a yoga challenge in a yoga journey. We like to call
Mate,
it
Sorry.
in the
Phoebe.
community.
Jesus.
In the
Already.
community, not a challenge.
Okay.
It's nothing.
Yeah, you
fun.
can't
that's
achieve
too
anything,
aggressive.
can you?
That's
Did
too
he-
aggressive.
was it yoga with Adrian?
Yeah, classic.
Is this like the
Classic.
local yoga guy? Who
She,
everyone
no,
knows?
she's so what happened? She did yoga with
Oh,
Adrian.
you gotta go see Adrian. He's the guy. Come on.
He's
She's
a
this
bloke.
really hot girl who you will either fall in love with and get obsessed with, or want to smash her face.
Adrian's
in.
a girl?
Why did
Nothing
you
in
point to
between.
me for falling in love and point to
Because
Adam
you're
for
weak.
smashing?
Oh,
Because
wow.
you're weak and you have correct opinions.
You're,
Oh,
an-
yeah,
no, you're an angry person.
I don't, but I'm glad that's how I look.
She has
how
a
I come
cute
across.
dog. Her dog does yoga
she-
with her.
Yeah.
Her name is Adrian.
Benji.
Adrienne.
Benji.
Oh, fine.
She's like super. So,
But she's really
gorgeous.
American, isn't she?
She's very American.
How do you know this person?
She's like the biggest YouTube yoga person.
Oh, so you don't
She'll
actually
videos
know her.
every
It's just
day.
like a Joe
Oh,
Wicks type thing.
yeah.
You're just
Yeah,
oh, okay.
but she is massive.
It's not like some woman down Woolwich High Street just.
I don't know. I don't know.
Although actually, I think she was in Hackney about 2 years ago, surrounded by people. So she's just very famous on the internet, like
Yeah.
you, Ali.
I
And
wish.
Yeah.
and if you're
I'm
going to do
surrounded by people in Hackney often telling me, "You got to leave, sir. You've made a disgrace of the pub." But that's what happens there.
yeah,
Let that sit.
let's sit in that joke.
I
You just- no.
will be editing this, so don't worry. The laughter's coming in. Oh, you've already
Okay,
laughed
fine.
once each on the podcast. And that's all I need for the whole
God.
episode.
Just repeat that joke again.
Something about.
I will also be surrounded by people in Hackney because they're telling me to get out of the pub. So you've disgraced yourself.
Doesn't get better, does it?
Doesn't get better. In any way, it got worse the second time.
Oh yeah, like every joke.
You know, I try and give
But
to
you
the
give-
comedy community. I thought, who needs a break
Yeah.
in the community?
Yeah.
my friends Davina Bentley and Adam Coumas,
Friends
and
a
what
bit-
happens?
friends a bit tough.
What happens? The power goes to their heads, doesn't it? But I think this is the atmosphere we employ here. So anyway, the yoga will be happening this month, aren't we, Phoebe? And your challenge is to go on 28 dates.
Oh, so someone did 28 dates in 28 days.
Wow.
Were they
Yeah.
murdered in the end?
No,
Did
she
they get
got a
murdered off-
boyfriend. She
No,
got a
fuck off.
boyfriend.
She got a
Oh, let's
boyfriend, so
fucking
she-
do it.
She got
did
a
it like
boyfriend
a-
on day 4 and then just continued with the date.
Yeah, yeah.
Right to the
Wait, hold
head.
up, for
Really
real?
attached.
Yeah, so I was considering doing it. I spoke to a bad move. I spoke to my mum about this, and
Oh my god.
she's concerned.
So is that one a day, or can you just like double up and just?
Yeah,
have
really
it?
good
It's
question.
It
one
must
a
be.
day, 28 days, 28
What
days.
about one's job and like
So
gigs?
she did this in November lockdown. So the November last year where
Yeah.
like nothing was happening.
So it was
So
all done
walks.
illegally.
Yeah, 100%. All
Yeah.
legally. No, I bet it wasn't all walks.
I
But it was
don't
like the
think it
World
was
Cup, 28 contestants, and then it went to sort of a second round, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then there were two between. and
Did
then
the guys
2-1.
know that she was going on 28 dates? Because I feel like if somebody was like, I'm just putting you as part of like a challenge, I'd be like, no,
Adam,
I'm
what
gonna.
do you do? If you turn up and then be like, so you're seeing other people? I've actually got 27 more people.
Yeah,
in the
you're
next
like literally the
27 days
first of 28.
I'm seeing.
That would change
What
my
would you
opinion.
think? What would you think?
I'd be like, well, no, I don't want to know. Like, I don't know. I think unless
This
it's
is
like
an
agreed,
open mic lineup,
unless it's like
isn't it?
unless it's like speed dating and you know that's the case, but then I don't know.
But it's so rare that you vibe with someone. It's so rare. And
Well,
it's-
speaking to Adam.
Yeah,
generally.
you. Just
Yeah.
sorry, I mean you, not like one.
Oh
I
no,
mean-
for
I
sure.
can see
No,
that.
no, but it is like as a person who
Adam's well known for being the nicest guy that no one gets on with.
Fuck you.
you are known for being the nice guy in comedy until you get on a mic and then you become a roasty little prick.
Excuse me?
But you're a nice guy in comedy. You're
Yeah, but
known
that's
as,
the
like-
that's the pretense. I'm the bad boy.
that's
I'm the
what
bad
pretty
boy
much
of
is.
comedy.
Sure.
I'm all up to all
Yeah.
sorts. You don't want to know.
Yeah.
You honestly do not want to know.
Yeah.
I've got a Deadpool going. So, what are you in comedy, Davina? What do you think you're?
Do you know what I am? I'm the grandma of comedy.
No,
I'm the grandma of comedy.
no.
No, I love Lily.
Oh,
That's
come
fishing
on.
for compliments.
Yeah,
No,
come
I am.
on. That's
I'm
good
probably
idea.
the ugliest girl in comedy. I think that's
Say it was
what I'm
butters.
doing.
I didn't say it was butters.
Grandmas are all butters.
I didn't say it was butters. I probably am the.
Can't say that, mate.
No, some grandmas are
Hey,
really
some
fair.
Some grandmas down in Kent, 36 years young.
I mean,
mate.
I'm assuming that all grandmas are like 70 plus. Come on.
No. Look, my mum is a grandma and she looks really good. Loads of people are grandmas.
How old is your mum?
Well, they had a child.
Not that young, but she keeps it tight. Loads of, but can I say, like, I'm on TikTok. There's loads of like really hot 50-year-old women who just.
Oh, but I'm not saying that's like a mum, but I'm not talking about like grandmas. If we're talking
No, sorry,
grandma,
but they are. Sorry, I mean you can be a grandma at 50.
can you?
People have sex young.
allowed that?
What is this?
Do it.
Oh no, okay. My idea of his grandma.
You imagine like a nonna, I mean, like a old nonna, like a
grandma, yeah.
yeah. See, I don't.
Oh, okay.
People aren't really
fine.
like that.
Why do you think you're the
No,
grandma?
I'm not. Sorry, I'm not the
of
grandma.
comedy?
That was for sure.
I'm not that chill. Sorry, I'm the Janice from. I'm trying to work this bit out, which you've
You're
seen.
I've seen.
Janice from
What's that laugh?
Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, like more like Susie from Curb, which I have been called before.
Now, you've really taken in Tom. What Tom used to do all the time was try out bits on the podcast. So now you're really falling in his footsteps here.
No, no. I would never do that. I know this is not a space for
It's not a
comedy
space
to
for
live.
comedy.
It's absolutely not a space
They've-
for comedy.
they've made
It's
that very
certainly
clear.
not a place for
It's not a space
yeah,
for comedy.
and
Let me
really
tell you.
set that precedent.
That's the last thing we want
They
here.
uphold
Evidently,
it.
yeah.
This is a serious political show talking about aging in comedy, which is why I find you on it.
Funny as you
Davina.
said that, all the crow's feet just popped up.
Yeah,
You were complimenting them earlier.
But it
You were
doesn't. No,
saying
but it
it's
doesn't
good.
matter. It doesn't matter. Like, unfortunately,
Vicious.
because the patriarchy.
But they are there.
They're-
We've established.
We started comedy together, guys. Do you think?
Yeah, you're my class. Actually, you're the class above me. You did.
You
have to
reckon, yeah?
swear. I think we're sort of the same class.
I think
I
it's
do
when
think
you did. When
that's
did you? So you think you're funny?
She hates
right,
me so
yeah.
much that I've literally never been.
You never did. So you think you're
I
funny?
I did the first. I did a heat, and then she was like, "Stop talking about sex, you whore."
Well,
I
good
believe
advice.
those were
Good
her
advice.
words. She actually once I called her for feedback, and she went, "God, all these girls just talking about sex, just." It's like, yeah, we're not gonna.
She was really nice. She was really nice to me. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe
She loves
sexist
fit
thing.
boys.
Adam did a load of dick jokes.
No, I wasn't fit then. No, but I think she was just
Then.
she put her whole competition, like she was like, yeah, by the way, if you don't get through, like this thing max gives you like 6 months exposure, and like, that was it. Like she really sort of
She said
downplayed
that to
her whole
Adam
thing.
immediately after he came off stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just don't be down.
Yeah.
While
I thought that was quite nice. I was like, oh, good. you know.
If you don't know, listen, So You Think You're Funny is a comedy competition you can only enter in once in your life in the UK. And a lot of excellent comedians have come out of the finals of that through the years. None recently. But before they've all been robbed recently. But before we started comedy, they used to have really good comedians coming
Well, hold
through.
on. Did you do So You Think You're Funny?
I So You Think You're Funny. Maisie Adams won my year, who's
So you
gone
get
on
to
to have
the
great
final.
success.
Got semi-final,
yeah.
semi-final.
Pretty
And also,
good.
to me and Tom both we were in the same semi-final. That's where we met. And we're on one of those ones where, if you don't know, listeners, only one person gets through each semi-final. So we thought, well, maybe one of us was second best on the night. And then with they had a wild card and put 2 through, and both of them wasn't us. So that's how you know. Not even second place, but c'est la vie. How did yours go? So You Think You're Funny?
First heat out, done. First heat, I was like, done, right, well done.
Well,
to be
but-
fair, I was bad, so it was.
Well, we
No,
all
we
were.
were all bad at the beginning. Like I've just remembered in front of the So You Think You're Funny woman, I had the worst gig of my life at a Jewish centre,
Oh, yeah?
and it was like in front of
What
one of my
happened?
favourite comedians ever.
You did all your anti-Jewish material.
Yeah.
I just talked, I talked about like.
By the way, Davina is Jewish,
Yeah,
so
I'm not just doing my old Nazi bit.
which is why we got her
She
on.
identifies as Jewish, but isn't actually Jewish.
I mean, it's not a race. So anyway,
I'm from Northwest London.
Amen.
I'm near
Basically.
Golders Green.
you have yeah. Anyway, so basically, I did it in front of. I didn't realise it was the woman who ran So You Think You're Funny, and she was just like, she said something like, "No one wants to hear about sex at 8 o'clock at a Jongleurs," and I was so
What?
new.
I would have thought that's what
Don't
they
they?
want to hear about. It's all like.
She just didn't like me.
Okay. Well, this is a really sad story.
It's a really sad story, but that's
Yeah,
why
good-
I never
good
think
anecdote,
sorry.
Davina. We're
No,
laughing
shut
off
up.
our seats
So
with
I
that
don't
one.
think
Taking no
of-
ownership for your bomb.
I
Just
don't
like,
think
by the
So
way,
You
it was
Think
because she
You're Funny.
hated me. Women.
Yeah, so I've got another
So-
story as well. So I told someone I loved them, and they said no. That's a laugh, isn't it? That's a
Honestly,
good
that
old
would
laugh.
never
we had.
happen. No, look. So I think of our years as Leicester Square because I got into a final of that.
That's
So-
not because you can enter that any
I
time in
think-
your first 5 years. I think So You Think You're Funny is
I think I remember
because you can
meeting-
only enter that in your first couple of years.
No.
I remember meeting you in like on my 7th or 11th gig, I think,
Mate, we did.
and you were like around the same sort of time, I think.
We did TNT together.
Did TNT? I think it was like my 7th, and you were like on that like 11 or something. It
Yeah,
was-
yeah.
I actually remember I didn't like Ali for like the first 5 or 6
Why?
times I met him.
'Cause of his
'Cause
personality.
he's got resting bitch face. He was sitting in the audience just like with like the miserable face, and then I found out it's because he just didn't find anything funny.
Yeah.
And
That's not
So
resting.
I
bitch
really
face.
didn't like
That's
him.
active
Really didn't like
disliking
him.
of your comedy, mate.
Yeah.
That's not resting.
It
Was
took me a
active.
couple of
Excuse me,
years.
that.
It's a fully active face.
I was sitting there going,
I didn't
"This
want
is
the friendship."
trash.
But
Yeah.
so was yours. We were all.
Oh, his
shit.
his was
Gigs.
predictable. Like it was,
Sure.
it was
I was there going, hey
similar
guys,
to like it is today.
guys,
like,
guys, yeah,
Sure.
I think women, they're all right actually. Love them. And I think they should be paid more and treated better. Yeah?
stick a James Bond into that. That's one of his best.
That
bits.
is one of my best bits. That's an award-winning bit of material.
Got you laid, didn't it? Yeah. No one laughed.
Actually, no, I did.
But a girl gave him his number.
We did a gig once where he got heckled for that bit for not being progressive enough.
No,
That
not
was
for
quite
that
funny.
bit. That was for the. To be fair, that was
the
the,
same
that
gig,
was the
wasn't
bit that when I write it down to do it. It is, to be fair, is entitled "Beat That Pussy." So, have you seen that bit?
No, but it sounds wonderful and lyrical.
Yeah, I was
Learned.
Is that the poem?
I was sleeping with a lady who was older. She was 40, so she was a bit younger than you. But she was.
You got in trouble for calling her a
Is that
girl.
a 4-year-old?
She was a girl, yeah, 40
I
years.
thought
This
girls
one I
were
was
like-
22, yeah, and that's what she just kept shouting at me during the sex.
Yeah.
It's not a woman. Say what the girl was saying.
She said I called her a girl.
I was going out with this 40-year-old girl, and she goes, "Well, she's not a girl; she's a woman." And
Yeah, I mean, a guy said that to me recently on a date. I was like, I saw this boy, and he was like, I'm not a boy, I'm 45. I mean, it's colloquialism.
Get over it.
Stop being a cradle snatcher.
It's a flirt.
Davina,
Yeah.
Jesus. God,
I
leave
can't
it.
believe you slept with a 40-year-old.
What's wrong with that?
That's,
didn't
do you
know
not
you
know
like
how
that.
guys work? It's just like
I always
I
date
know you
older.
would literally have sex with that. I know.
with that.
Have you seen that Patrice O'Neill bit?
She could be a grandma, then you'd be all over her.
Yeah,
What's the
oh
problem?
yeah. But in your head, grandma's 130 years old.
Hey, grandmas are old in my mind.
It's to be fair.
I think you're imagining like some kind of like.
I don't know why. Like when I'm from in Croydon, like most grandmas are like 30.
I think most. Yeah.
But like in my head, like I think of like a grandma. You don't fully embody it until you're old. And
in a shawl.
Yes,
Yes.
I don't know. I don't
Okay,
think that
and stuff.
existed. I know what you mean.
yeah,
But like, it's not like that. Like now, grandmas.
not all like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm just thinking of my grandma.
I'm
Old.
I'm interested in this because you're talking about doing material to have sex, which is why I do comedy
Sure.
to try and get women trick women to
them
sleep with
into-
me, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
thankfully it works every night.
Standard. Yep.
But do you guys get messages after gigs?
Yeah, I got one a
DMs.
few days ago. And
What do you say? This doesn't look hopeful the way you
oh
started
my
that
god! Okay,
sentence.
can I tell you my worst? This is awful. No, so okay. I've got such an.
You're loving this as
You're
well.
into
I'm
it.
not-
It's
sorry,
so bad, but I'm also
Into
so
the mic,
flattered.
into the-
Sorry. Okay, so once I did try. I get messages sometimes, quite a fair bit from boys, but often they're not fit. So.
Yeah.
So what's the point? Yeah, if I always report them.
To be
If they're
fair
not
to
fit,
them, they don't know that
report them
they don't know
for
that they're
junk
ugly
and
though. To be
spam.
fair. They think
I
they're-
don't
they're
mind.
shit.
I'm talking about like, and I know I'm not like a fucking model, but I do it again. I do a bit about this, which I will not go into. But if someone
That's
who is
fine.
like if someone is like a hideous troll, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to go for a drink?" It is.
Which is all in the beauty, it's in the eye of the beholder. To be honest, you know, some people like
No,
trolls.
but some people obviously.
Yeah, so I get messages.
But
And I
you're
imagine
obviously
you
very
get
good looking, Davina, as well. So
very
let's not
lovely,
have
Ali.
let's not let that lie.
But
But
no,
what was this DM? What was
How
this
much
DM?
fast-
So
That's
recently,
the
there was a guy at my
camera.
gig who I actually thought really was quite handsome at a work in progress, and he was handsome. And I thought, oh, he must be like a guy who liked my videos or something on TikTok. So after my work in progress, only 33 people, but it was really lovely. I was with my friends, and I said, "Sorry, are you Chris?" Because someone on Instagram been like, "Really like your videos. I'm cool. I'll come." And he said, "No, I'm not Chris. My name is Gary." And then we had a little,
GDPR.
very, very, very quick chat.
Surname, yeah.
You and Gary.
It's not a real name.
Gaz?
But he basically, and then he messaged me a few days ago, being like, "Hey, you came up to me after gig. Do you remember me?" And I was like, "What? No." So I don't know if that would be seen as like encouraging.
Wait,
Just
what?
When you're a
but
girl,
I thought he was handsome, wasn't he?
he was quite. But also when I got close to him, his eyes felt a little murdery. Do you know what I mean?
Dead brother. Isn't that hot though? Like a little.
Yeah,
bit.
I do like a
That
little
does.
bit.
Little bit of
Because
murder.
You don't know.
That
So
does.
the last
Yeah, a
time
little
I
bit.
did try and chat to a guy after a gig. This was,
Oh, yeah?
it was your gig. You were there.
Oh, I only book murderers.
yeah.
So teach me.
He books murderers.
Anyone who's got the eyes, we do a screening test.
Exactly. Yeah.
I go, what are you gonna murder? Have they got crazy eyes?
Yeah,
Like
what do you
green,
think of
crazy
the
eyes?
show Dexter? Do you
Love it.
side with
Love
him?
it. Oh, 100%.
That's what this is. You're interviewing the acts, and they're like, yeah, he's a good guy, and you go, do you want to turn spot, mate?
But look, this
'Cause-
is what's so unfair. The girls that slide into your DMs are probably lovely because girls are often so fit and they smell nice and they're lovely.
Well, you can't smell them over Instagram.
Yeah, but I bet when you see them,
you
they
can in the
smell
latest
really
update.
nice
Yeah.
because girls are lovely, whereas men.
Oh,
Like Peter Kelly does this really good bit I heard recently for the first time, which is,
Oh,
girls.
by all means, yeah, do other people's bits. Wish he was on. Wish we could get him on to talk about it. But
Basically, there is
Michael
a chance.
McIntyre say anything?
yeah.
If you're a girl and you go on a date, there is a worst case scenario.
Death.
Someone might do a murder.
Do a murder.
So
yeah.
the problem is, if someone does slide into my
Lol.
DMs, and I do think they're fit, like this guy's quite fit, I can't go on a date with him because the last time I tried to chirp a guy after my gig who was really handsome, and I think
The Murderized. This is Murderized.
different guy.
Oh, sorry.
Super handsome guy at the gig you were at Shakespeare.
Oh, so what happened here
So
then?
this guy was so handsome, and I was like, God, he sort of was being quite. It was quite a small gig, really fit. And then after at the end of the gig, he sort of came up to me and said, "You talk about ADHD. I have ADHD."
Yeah.
And
And you were like, ugh, gross.
I
I want someone who's not broken.
Stability, mate.
I'm
And then
broken.
he
We
went-
can't
he
both
went-
be broken.
He went,
Yeah.
sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What did you say?
Yeah.
And it, whoa, what's over here? What's over there? I thought it was really handsome. Spoke to him and his friend for ages. They were like very interesting, and I wanted to talk to our mate. And the friend, I think, was trying to just be like, just get his number or something. And I was like, look, we can talk about ADHD. Just give me your email address. So
You went for his email.
Email. Wow.
It wasn't on
This
Facebook.
is
You should have
why
asked
you're
for his
the
full
grandma.
address, postal address.
Yeah.
Showing your age.
Have you got the PO box I could say?
Yeah. Have you got a homing pigeon? I've got some really nice pigeons at
But
home.
guys, you have to create distance in case they want to do a murder.
What's
Oh,
your
wow.
what's your AOL, mate?
Yeah.
I do have a
Do
whole
you
thing.
know Morse code?
So what happened? So
in
did
the
you
end-
exchange emails?
Exchanged emails, ended up going for a drink.
Add him to your subscriber list for your dates,
Give me your
Your-
email. Wow.
your newsletter, your date newsletter.
See, if
These
a
are
guy
the-
did that and, was like, a girl was like, oh, I'm really interested, give me your email. That's it, done. See, men are just so like, oh, yeah, well, I've got an email. Like, the fact that didn't kill it just shows that, like,
Because
Men
emails are so
are
unsexy.
desperate. Huh?
Because emails are like the death of sexual energy.
yeah, I think it's just like, if like, even with you, Ali, like, if you were to say to a girl, like, I'll give me your email, that's it, done. Like, that's,
So I don't think I started with email. I wasn't like, what's sexy? The exchange of administrative electronic addresses.
Then he gave you his email and you're like, oh, custom
No, it's
domain.
really started
Oh,
like-
I've just updated my Outlook, so
Yeah.
I
you'll
think
be
it's
hearing
because the
from me.
mate was trying to, I think, like help it along. So the mate was like, "Why don't you add each other on Facebook?" And I was like, "I have."
Facebook.
Also,
Jesus.
guy, I-
Was this guy 15 years
You
old?
were like, that's
But
way
it
too
turns
modern
out
for
he
me.
was
2009.
really
Yeah.
young, and I didn't realise.
He was young.
But can you block people on email? Because I would rather give someone my
Put them in the spam.
Instagram because then you
Very
can just get rid of them and block
It
them.
wasn't on Instagram, so normally it would have been easy.
Have you never unsubscribed or blocked an email before?
But not a personal.
Not from a dude who's
Yeah, you can just
been-
put it into spam. Just right click any email.
Phoebe,
Anyone.
Phoebe gives blokes that like my Instagram. and say message me through him, and then I give
From a distance. You
I
just kinda
give
go,
I give them her full address.
Right.
So these are the times she's home. So
Someone tried to get my number through the Vauxhall Comedy Club once.
Wait, where did they see you?
I'm sure they just didn't want to help. Someone's like, "Is there a number I could call? I've got a problem." I text people like, "God, is it new moisturiser I'm using? Like, what's going on?"
Do you ever?
Leave me alone.
I was trying to get them to sign up to the Ding Dong Gong show.
And they were like, "Tell you what, I'd sign
Were
up
they like,
to."
this
Yeah.
bitch is obsessed with me?
and then I was like, you need to message Vauxhall Comedy Club to like get the link to get the tickets.
And they were like, "I want your link."
Yeah,
exactly.
What does that
and
even mean?
I want to link
I
you.
think the guy was called like the Beast or something.
Oh wow.
Which shows us
That's-
he's a very sexual person.
Hey,
That's,
Good bloke.
that's the murdery thing, right?
When
Who did
you-
you get killed? I got killed.
Yeah.
by the beast.
Yeah, I mean, he's
murdered,
yeah.
found in a
I don't want to
ditch.
victim blame, but when he's called the Beast, you kind of have to take
Oh,
a little
100%.
bit.
How was the date?
Yeah, how was the set?
10-10.
Yeah.
Did he make some line about you being the beauty or something like Beauty and the Beast or some shit?
Oh no, he didn't even try that.
Oh,
Didn't
lame.
even try that.
Lame. We would have done that hack material.
100%.
If we were called the Beast.
100%.
Yeah, I had a period where I was called the Savage. Did you know that?
No, you never were. So how many
Did
girls
you know,
have you
no, but did you know?
from?
Did you know that generally at uni?
No, you weren't. Sweetie.
I was.
That's no.
No one
Like-
called me it, but in my head, I was
You're wearing a Pikachu t-shirt, man. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because I heard girls were into it. That's how I know.
There's too much for me to like take on. But I'm like still processing through the fact that you think you were called the Savage and the Pikachu.
I wasn't called the
shirt.
Savage. I was actually called Ali
David
Woods Gigs.
Savage.
So
Wait, how many? So do girls slide into both your DMs after?
I think just you. I think.
Just
right?
Ali Woods.
I got a DM recently.
I get middle-aged women, like 40
Hi,
plus.
Davina.
No, Davina's not
Sorry about
40.
those. I just got a bit drunk.
36,
38.
38.
But I say 37 on stage.
Fine.
Like,
37.
Do you? Why?
because it's because I was
You look
37.
Industry,
when I-
right? You don't want
You
to.
honestly,
No, I'm too old for
you
industry
don't
anyway.
look a day over
Over
36.
36.
Honestly.
I knew. I could see it coming.
Yeah,
When you
that's
put in the
why I
games
slowed
alongside
down.
her,
That's why I
you can
slowed
see the
down.
joke coming.
But Jerry, you look in your mid-20s. That's what I would say.
Stop it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Phoebe?
Someone who's been doing a lot.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
drugs.
Like I've already had this conversation with Davina. She looks like younger than me.
Guys, so do you know what this means? I saw it.
But that doesn't mean anything because women are always supportive of each other, really. So I think like.
No.
Yeah,
but
Phoebe would say, "Ah, any old trash, wouldn't she? Yeah, she's beautiful."
Yeah, this
Oh,
babe
That
is
laughter
so
is
gorgeous.
telling. That laughter
She
is
is.
telling.
She's literally the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my
we support each other
life.
because we love each other.
It's
But
true.
It's all
Me and Adam, I say that's
Holy
Adam,
compliment.
and he
you're
says, "Fuck off,
horrible
mate."
to each other.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's how boys maybe show affection.
Oh, 100%.
But I've realised, just to make it all about me, a comedian who's a good mate said recently, like, "Oh no, it's not that you look shit." He was like, "It's your personality as well. You're saying."
Oh, but that's obvious.
But
though, like, that's,
yeah, no, it's
No, but
I,
also,
yeah.
why would you say that? That's such a dickhead thing to say. Why would you say that?
Well, someone's going to say it.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Someone's got to be saying the hard
Rip the
truth.
band-aid
Yeah.
off.
I do get some DMs, but
Yeah.
I don't respond to them
Ever?
if they're datey now.
That's
just
a
in the past.
They're very
lie.
beautiful.
Why are you lying to your listeners?
That- why are
is
you
the
like, you're so
biggest
lying.
lie. You've
I've
admitted this
seen
on the
these people.
podcast.
This is true.
Come on.
This is this is true because the
You are
power
an
dynamic, the
absolute
power
slut.
dynamics too.
You're slag.
No, it's I used to. I remember the first. I've said it on this podcast. I remember the first time someone messaged me it was on Facebook Messenger after a gig at
90s,
Angel,
yeah.
and we went on a date, and I was like, "This is the cool. This is rock and roll. This is the coolest things ever happened." But now I think the power dynamics are too weird. I think I got a message. You know, you see my small dick advocate bit.
I love it.
Thank you.
So
someone
funny.
messaged me after a show and was like, "I like small dicks. Would you be up for going on for going for a drink?"
Women can be so forward as well. I mean, that's put that in the other direction. That's gross.
Yeah. There is
Sexual
that.
assault.
A woman asks me out.
No. If
She's
a man
the
was to
fuck-
say,
yeah.
"I love your bit about vaginas,"
Yeah.
like, can I? That's like prison.
But
time,
I think,
for sure.
well, you might know more than this.
Oh.
I think from talking to other female comedians,
Don't pretend. Yeah.
I've
pretend to be
heard-
Don't pretend you. Yeah.
What?
I don't. Comedians.
Yeah.
I
Right. This bird thinks she's
other-
funny.
You could have
Other-
been really sexist and gone comedian. You know when they do that, they sort of.
Who does that anymore? That is such an age
Some
thing,
people
you know,
do.
that,
Sorry. So go on. So you're talking to.
and they said if you do mention about a female comedian talking about not having sex, then a bloke will likely come up to them and be like, "Oh fuck you," whatever.
Oh.
I'll
Oh,
give you a
wow.
shag. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
there's
think that does
unfortunately
happen.
there's a lot of like I do a bit in my material about a joke on the word a joke about talking about balls, and a promoter came up to me after and he said some like really disgusting things, and I was like, you can't. I said you can't say stuff like that to me, and it was like in front of some mates who also comments, but
Yeah.
we're all drinking so no one could hear,
Yeah.
and he went, yeah, I can call that disgusting stuff you just said on stage. And I was like, but that's an act. That's not a. And then I was like, oh my God, have I got to get rid of that material so that like a gross promoter.
Were you
But anyway,
more
Ali's
worried
got a
about
lot better
losing the
now.
gig?
So yeah, I turned down. So it was a trial spot for a paid gig.
Right.
And
I think I know the one you're talking about, actually.
Yeah, Vauxhall
Yep.
Comedy Club.
Yeah.
So
Great to be here.
yeah, exactly. I think that's
I'm
the
sorry
Wed-
about doing
But
that.
there's a new
I'm sorry.
culture in
I will
here.
book you again.
that was the Wednesday, wasn't
No,
it?
you shouldn't have. Yeah, it was not cool, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
By the way, listeners, Adam runs one Wednesday a month at Vauxhall Comedy Club.
Yeah,
So
one or
that's true.
two.
So one or two, depending on
availability.
because he's always available. So if you want to come down for his night,
Yeah.
then pick a Wednesday
Just on a
and you have a
Wednesday.
1 in 4 chance.
Yeah, 4 chance.
That's good. I tell you what DM we have got. This is
Go
from Bazia. Thank you so much for messaging in. Guys, I just want to say that I've just listened to your latest episode and I loved it.
Oh.
By the way, I'm Polish and I don't know how we let those through. By the way, I'm Polish and just couldn't walk straight when you kept bringing up the pun with Poles all the time. Do you remember that, Phoebe?
I do remember that. What a great time.
Good times. That was back when we had the good episodes, not these weird guest ones. And also
Was that
Thanks for coming on, guys.
was that a female person?
Yes.
Well,
Tresh-
I don't know what
Tresh
I couldn't tell you because I don't know what they identify as. So
Okay,
I'll have to-
Tresh koleżanka or Tresh kolego, depending. Just a bit of Polish.
Can you stop making languages up, please? Also, I need to confess, I've been looking for Max Fosh on podcasts, but I found you instead. That's how we got it.
Love the honesty. So brutal.
But it wasn't a fail of the week. Keep it up, XOXO. Thank you so much, Bazzy. I really appreciate it. I'm sure they've listened to one episode and dipped, so they won't be listening to this. But thank you to both listeners who are still, I'm sure, listening on to this episode too. Thank you very much. So now we've chatted to Adam and Davina a bit. We're going to move on to our first section. We're only going to do 2 sections. There's no hypofail. If you have any feedback on hypofail, by the way, guys, let us know. We have no idea how it's going. Phoebe, do you like it?
Cut it. Joking.
Okay,
I actually
that's
really
just-
enjoy. I do enjoy it.
You enjoy it,
I
Phoebe?
really enjoy it.
Which set? Hyperfail.
Hypofail.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's already not translating well. But basically, I give Tom a hypothetical situation that he's got to work his way out of. So
That's quite fun.
So the stakes have never been lower.
yeah.
not even real.
Yeah, I say something like, you've gone on stage, you've been hilarious, but apparently you're not allowed to say anything anymore. What do you do? It's not quite that.
Oh,
But
and by
it's-
the way, you haven't had sex for.
it always
3
starts
years.
with you haven't had sex for 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I just let him know what's going on in his
Yeah.
life. But then we talk about something. What was the first one? So he was on. It was if you're on a date with someone, you haven't had sex for 3 years, and the person you're on a date with has their phone not on silent and it's on really loud, and it keeps notifications keep coming. They don't even acknowledge it. They won't do anything.
Are they picking up the phone?
They're not. If the phone is on the table
Yeah.
and it's face up and it just keeps pinging with loud notifications. You look over the notifications. They're all like Farmville, Fruit Ninja.
They have
loads-
an addiction.
Yeah, they're all bing, 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 and they're all just coming through. You ask you to turn it off. They say no, I won't do that. And what do you do? That was the first one. But
Go for
but we want to let you know. Let us know, guys, what you think of that, because we'd be keen to find out if you enjoy it, if you don't enjoy it, because we'll keep doing it, whatever you say. So it's just good to know. Good to know where you are. But we move on to our first regular feature, which is of course Agony Uncle. I am happy to have you here for this one, Davina. I feel like you're going to give us some sage wisdom.
Very strong uncle vibes.
That's
You've been around the block a few
Yeah.
times.
No, not that block. Not. Yes,
You've-
I've been around the.
You've been around the harshest parts of Crouch End and
Finchley.
Finchley,
It's
probably.
called
Finchley, East Finchley,
Very
Central.
nice.
Right, so
Finchley Central, thank you very much.
so I think you'll be good on this Agony Uncle. Adam, I don't think you're going to give any of these people your patience. So Agony Uncle is where you send in a problem you might be having, a life drama, and we try and help you out and give you some advice. As always, you are here because you are desperate, and God help you if you're coming to us for advice. Actually, before we do this, by the way, we've had complaints that now we don't do news anymore. That people are saying, well, you're my only news source. So I don't know.
Oh, wow.
So firstly,
That's
I
concerning.
love the lack of education. That is exactly our listenership. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And secondly, so the biggest news of this week is that I've got a work in progress on Sunday at Bill Murray, 7 p.m. In Angel, and also 19th of February at Top Secret. So you're more than welcome to come to either. Find links on my page. And apparently, cost of living is going up. So so Agony Uncle, Davina, are you ready? Adam,
yeah, I'm quite
Adam,
excited.
good luck on this as well.
Sure,
So
sure.
we're trying to help these people, right?
Sure.
They're short. They're short. Okay, we've got a couple here. So as always, we'll go to the people who've messaged on the official ADIF Pod account. Trying to book a family holiday, and one person has delayed the entire group booking by a week. So that's the first problem. So there's someone here who's slowing the process down when they're trying to get a holiday in. Separately, another family member is claustrophobic and doesn't like planes or any hotel with a lift. So they're trying to have this family holiday.
Leave him.
So that's what I thought you would say. So that's Adam.
Home
And Adam,
Alone
if you
shit.
want to go get a drink or something for the next.
Leave him.
So Adam's going straight in with the leave him. What would you do in that situation, Davina? You're trying to have a lovely family holiday. You're trying to get memories in the bank. You're trying to go somewhere, maybe Skegness, Bognor Regis, treat them. And there's some issues. Someone is slowing the admin process. Someone's saying, well, I don't want to fly anywhere. I don't want to go in a hotel with a lift.
Okay.
What would you do?
So that's one person. And sorry, and
Cool,
just to be
stay
clear, the other person wants to do it a week later. They want
I-
to delay it, by the way, I don't know what that might.
We don't know, but I read this that they're trying to get a holiday booked in,
Yeah.
but this person has kept the admin is slowing down
Fine,
the
so
admin,
they're
being
okay.
sketchy,
So
maybe.
you say to that one person who's slowing down the admin, you say, look, I want to book. You give them a deadline. I want to book this holiday. Let's say there's 6 of them. You're the one who's slowing it down. I want to book it in the next 2 weeks. If you don't get back to me, I'm going to book it.
Yeah.
So done. So
This is what you say to your matches on Hinge, don't you? You say, I'm trying to get a date in the diary.
In this
And look,
day.
stop dragging your heels, mate. Got to. Davina, don't look like that. It makes it less fun
I
for
literally,
me.
for the first time in my life, was vulnerable on stage, and Ali has literally taken that vulnerability. In the 5 years I've been doing comedy, never been vulnerable. Did it once. Ali's like, "I beat you with that stick."
What did I came up to you straight away, Davina, and said, what happened to the balls jokes? No, I
Where's the classics? Where's the
I
goal?
came straight up to you, Davina, and said, I love that. That was great, you being that vulnerable.
Vulnerable, you weak whore.
Yeah. Do you know what her vulnerability was? Oh, I'm attractive, but I don't get any with anyone. That was the vulnerability.
Yeah,
but well done.
that's not-
No, sorry. So genuinely, give
Okay.
that one person, because you can't. They'll fuck up the
Deadlines.
holiday for the other person with the claustrophobia and lifting.
Grow up.
Adam,
Adam,
no,
they have-
Stop,
Face
that's
your
really unkind.
fears.
Listen, but they don't need to not go in a hell. Like, I used to get.
Are they going to just spend their whole life not going on planes?
You should be
No,
thankful
don't
for
be horrible. You're
claustrophobia.
being horrible.
You
I
should,
don't know them.
you should be thankful for claustrophobia. If there weren't claustrophobic comedians who refused to come in this freight container, you wouldn't be on this episode, right?
Absolutely right.
So you might have many.
Yeah, so a debt of gratitude to the
just-
claustrophobic
yeah.
comedians.
Get over
They were
it.
like, it's not so much the space, it's more being stuck in it with you. But that's fair enough. But obviously, you
just
guys,
get over it.
no problems with that. So the claustrophobic, come on, Davina, voice of reason, right? Davina.
Genuinely, that person.
Does that affect them in cars as well?
Well, it would depend, I think.
Cars
on
are
the
more
individual.
claustrophobic than planes.
You
can
could
walk
imagine.
on
Look,
planes.
this is why you're so horrible, because you are it's from you, and you are the claustrophobic, and you hate yourself.
Yeah, you're stuck in small
Oh, thank
spaces.
you.
Yeah,
That's
see, the
great.
fact you even recognise a car could be claustrophobic to some people.
No,
shows
by
me.
comparison, by
Yeah.
comparison,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it would be it depend on the person.
Adam's
I think
not
that
claustrophobic.
claustrophobic
Have you seen
person
the
needs to be
size of the
honest and
rooms
say
he
they don't
performs
want-
in?
they don't
They're
wanna
fucking
go
tiny.
That's very true. But we do pack them out though. We get 3 or 4 people.
Back out that phone box like
Yeah.
you wouldn't
Had
believe.
double
something.
figures last week.
You
mate.
two both perform there, so fuck you both.
If I can get on
I
it.
know, we're pieces of
We shouldn't go there. Adam, do you ever gig on Friday? I'd love to go. I remember that. Good. Get one of your big rooms. Get one of your big
That's what I
rooms.
said next time we're going to mess around. Any space tonight, Adam? Thought you were claustrophobic, mate.
Yeah. What happened to that?
So,
I don't want to be what do they call it in radio? A giggle slut. Oh, fuck, there's a radio term for like the producer who laughs too much.
That's great. Can we pull that up?
It's an early 2000s
Giggle
term.
sluts. I think that's SLUT.
It's not giggle slut. It's a not chocolate slut.
chuckle whore?
Slag.
Laughter
Basically,
slag?
it's
Is it one word? Or is it hyphenated? Giggles hyphen
It's
slut.
probably portmanteau.
It's the opposite of you, Phoebe, I guess, in that instance. What
It's
what
a
would you be
reference to,
called?
like, early 2000s radio.
A straight-faced
Abstinent
piety?
straight-face.
Something like that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Asexual.
Asexual. No, you haven't listened to this podcast.
I'm trying to think of what's the opposite of a giggle slut.
Phoebe dishes it out,
Asexual,
mate.
straight-face.
Yeah, so
Straight face. Prude. No, so there is. What I'm saying is, I didn't want to be the girl on this podcast who couldn't stop laughing.
what's wrong with
It's
that?
quite funny because I didn't want to be like. There's that cliche of, mid 2000s radio.
You're
you
overthinking
get a
it.
Producer.
We're overthinking it.
Overthink everything.
Oh, fine.
So, but what I'm saying
Davina,
is,
you don't need to worry
I don't even
at
consider
all
you
about
a
what you're
girl.
doing on this podcast because I'm going to cut it all out anyway, so it's fine.
because we
Just
have
chill out.
one.
Don't giggle
listener.
slut.
Don't laugh. If any giggle sluts want to come to a show, 7th
Yeah, that
this,
is the
this
technical
Sunday,
term.
7
That's
p.m.
the technical
Bill
term.
Murray, giggle sluts. We'll call that's the failures will now be called the giggle sluts. So, Davina, we've sorted out the deadline. Give a deadline. If someone's slowing the process down, say I need to get this done in 2 weeks. So I don't care that she's going through an operation. We need to get this done.
Do a
So,
Home Alone.
Yeah, whatever's
Leave it
happening,
home.
mate. Just we don't care. So, in terms of the claustrophobic person, what's your port of call there?
I think you've got to be sympathetic.
No.
Adam Coumas, don't be a horrible boy. Don't be an Ali Woods, as we say in the comedy industry.
I don't think.
I'm nicest guy in comedy.
I just feel that
allegedly.
person who's claustrophobic
Yeah.
just needs to be honest and say, I just don't want to go on holiday with you. Stop using your, don't
think they're
use
using it
your
as an
things.
excuse?
Oh, it's the claustrophobia. Like, just say you don't want to go.
What I'm interested in about this claustrophobia is.
Or if you really love them, go somewhere local where you can walk to. Go to the local Sainsbury's and then have your holiday there. Like, it's one or the other.
The fresh fruit aisle, tropical.
Yeah.
I'm interested that they won't go into a hotel with a lift, but do they need? They don't need to go in.
Exactly.
They don't need to go in the lift.
Like
do they?
I could be scared of heights, but it doesn't mean I can't go near like the Empire State Building. Like, so it's weird that they won't be in a hotel that has a lift. Like the threat of the lift, because it's one thing to be like, I won't get in the lift. I'll just take the stairs. So I feel like maybe this is something we need to bottom out.
I think we've added that. I don't think in that message somebody was scared of lifts.
No, they
Well, no,
said they won't be in a
they've
hotel
referenced
with
the
a lift.
Separately, another family member is
Well, that's probably a
claustrophobic and
different-
doesn't
that's
like
probably a
planes
different-
or
different
any
issue.
hotel with a lift.
I mean, that is an absurd. So essentially, any hotel over 2 stories, that is an unreasonable.
So what'd you do?
Well, this means also this person is unwilling to take the stairs. So they might have some joint issues, or maybe they're quite overweight, and that they just don't want to be shamed. So, now I've got respect for
I
them.
tell you what your solution to that is, Adam. Leave them as well. It doesn't matter what they're doing.
I don't know.
If they're not on board, leave them. So, what would you do,
What you
Davina?
could do is you could have the 2 people, the one that's slowing it down, and the one who's got the claustrophobia and won't go in the lift. You could say, why don't you 2 have a holiday over there?
In that
the
big
rest of
open
us.
space.
The person who can't go
whenever
in
you
lift,
want.
the person who can't go in lift has got a bigger problem, because not being able to go into a lift is going to be limiting on so many levels. They probably don't have a job in an office. They
No
can't
pun
do
intended.
Things. Yeah, they can't do anything. So that's sort them out. That person doesn't need to be focused on holidays. That person needs to sort out just making sure they're okay in the real world. You can't go in lifts. That's.
I don't think that's such a big deal. We don't live in
But
New York.
If they're claustrophobic, then what can they do?
Yeah.
You're scared of like escalators and.
That's not a enclosed space.
It's
a bit
not,
serious.
it's not
Sometimes they can
ascending.
be.
It's not ascending.
I think
Imagine on the
It's
tube when you go
scary.
when you go out the tube. That's a pretty tight.
That is
thing.
claustrophobic.
But I think
During rush
I
hour.
think it probably varies person to person, and I think what we need to be is sympathetic. Well, this is a really great route for comedy, isn't it, Ali? Great.
That's just you didn't get the brief about this podcast at all. What we need to be is sympathetic. I've never had that said in this podcast ever. Claustrophobic, mate. Fuck off. Next one. So thank you. I'm sure there will be.
You're
very,
playing Mother
very
Teresa
happy with
today, Davina. So.
that. Is that another new
She
gig
was a
starting?
very divisive figure.
Very divisive.
It's Mother Teresa down in Shoreditch.
I said that to someone the other day, and then they just sort of said something about like Mother Teresa. Actually, she supported charities which did horrific things to children. Or
I
someone
think, yeah, she's apparently like retrospectively, and there's
Yeah.
issue I think with Montenegro and Greece.
Yeah.
Like basically retrospectively, a lot of people have been like,
But Mother Teresa.
yeah, no, have I got that
Goody
wrong?
two shoes.
See, I immediately deferred to a man. I always do that. If a guy says something, I'm like, okay.
Well, there's only Phoebe who's not talking. So
Nah, Phoebe's not bothered. She at this point sort of starts messaging
She's
blokes
she's
that
got 28
So he's
days.
operating
She's
at,
got
like,
28 days
5%
to sort out.
capacity
Phoebe
whilst
is
he's on his phone.
busy on Hinge. Monday, Tuesday,
Phoebe uses
Wednesday.
this to get her matches. She's
doing fucking Craig
She's
David
putting in the
song over
admin.
there.
Fair enough. Have you got any dates lined up, Phoebes?
No, I haven't even
Great.
got a dating profile, but I was thinking you could help me with it.
Phoebe, you
Me?
do yoga.
I do yoga.
So every picture of you, like, needs to be like hot girl doing like all those girls I am jealous of.
No,
you can
no,
be
no.
one. Be that hot girl in a yoga top and the amazing leggings, just being like,
You'd hate
namaste,
yourself if you did
bitches.
that.
yeah, no, I
Yeah,
hate
but-
myself
Well,
already.
You'll get mad dick.
Join the club.
Phoebe, well, I'll tell you what. Send in some photos and we'll put them on our Instagram and we'll let the listeners decide what they think you should go.
You
for.
never post me on your Insta.
Me?
Oh, he only
When
posts himself,
I
he's so selfish.
when I posted this week's fail, and Adam did, you put Adam on there, but you didn't post me.
I
And
wasn't tagged in anything.
Phoebe, he can't see women.
I've not been tagged in.
True.
He
the
actually can't see
ADIF, the official
It's
ADIF
not
pod.
tagged, mate. You haven't tagged it.
Yes, it is.
What did you tag?
Every week I put up the fail mail.
But it's not coming through our.
This is getting deeper.
Anyway, it's not
Anyway.
coming through our Instagram. Anyway, that's off pod. So
That got real.
Yeah, I'll fight him later.
Yeah.
here we go because we got to talk about women's issues
Women's issues.
Soft boy.
Women.
because apparently men don't have any issues. Just have to shut up nowadays. Like my
Read the bit.
my classic man. Fucking not even a please. I get it, sisters. So
Soft boy.
my
I'm so glad I learned that word today. Thank you, Phoebe, by the
You
way.
didn't know the word soft boy?
I knew
Oh my
soy
God.
boy. I knew fuck boy.
He used
I
to
didn't know
call
what
them-
soft
he
boy
used to call them
was.
the F word.
Follow soft boy. Beat me
I've
up
been
soft
told.
boy is
I've been
literally
told.
the best.
I've been told.
I think we're all obsessed with it. Yeah.
My colleague is in menopause and I just can't cope with her. Help.
I'm sorry.
What do you do?
Well, it's really hard for us.
Are you going for it?
Yeah, how was yours?
It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. All right. I like that was you trying to be understanding.
No. I was being
I thought
facetious.
you were being.
No,
Okay.
yeah. I know women go for
Menopause is way later.
Again, leave 'em at home.
Way later. Like,
What do you know? Do you know what? This would be really fun. What do you guys think the menopause is?
it's
when you
it's-
stop having a period. Okay, so hang on,
You
wait.
look terrified. I'm just
Yeah,
enjoying the
I'm just-
fear. You look like
I've just
you're watching
realised
It's a
I can't
state
be
of mind, isn't
cancelled
it?
because I don't have anything to cancel. It's that period when you start having periods and your body just goes through a lot of changes and it's a very fucking stressful time.
It's yeah.
And what do you
Menopause is
think
like
it
me
is?
when I have to go to Sainsbury's because I've run out of eggs. That's what it is. Eggs have gone.
Eggs
Yeah.
gone, mate.
And
Got any
You go
eggs?
through your body
No.
goes through this. You have hot flashes
hot-
and
hot
shit.
flashes,
Normally
yeah.
happens in your sort of mid 50s, and your body's adapting to no longer going through periods. Is what I thought it was.
That's that grammar school education.
That is
That big old
because
brain.
the more this is.
that's
like-
basically what I said. You just put in words and
I think
facts
the
in there.
eggs-
Adam, we'll replay
You
what
both-
you said. It was pretty much like it's women complaining.
Well,
when
you
they're
can't
not.
have if you're no periods, there's no
point?
eggs coming out. You're not just having it. So that's the same thing, right?
Huh?
Guys, how many days does the period last?
7.
Tell you what, mate. Some of the women
7.
are like, fuck
It can vary, but it can go up to like 7,
Apparently, it's always when my birthday.
3
is, so-
to 7 days.
Okay. And
See, I know
can I
that.
just ask one more question?
Go on.
Get rid of menopause. How many tampons do you think like a woman needs for say she has a period? Like how many tampons would she need?
I normally date very progressive women. I only use moon cups.
Are we talking pads or tampons?
Oh, you are. Look at you, soft boy.
Pads or tampons?
Either. Just
I'd say
give
1 to 2 a day,
It's like he's gonna sell them.
1 to 2.
depending on how heavy the flow is, because it's different for everyone.
He's good. It's
I've
really
got
good.
girlfriends.
There you go. Tom.
Yeah, that's really good. That's
Adam
really
goes through a lot of women's bins. So my colleague is in menopause
put it
and I just can't
far
cope with her.
B, I think-
What do you think? What do you do? What do
Say
you
to
do?
her, I'm sympathetic. I know you're
Ah,
going
here
through
we
this
go
thing,
again.
but
Jesus.
you are being. You probably don't realise, but what you're saying and doing is having an effect on me.
Isn't that gonna just if you tell someone go through menopause, just chill the fuck out? That's not the
Just chill
opposite of what they're
you'll
gonna
never
do.
say to anyone, chill the fuck out. They might not realise they're being.
Like I know you're going through it right now, but it's really affecting me. Like
I don't think they would know. So I'm trying to think. What's the stuff? I'm trying
you're
to have
acting
that
irrational. That's what you
sensitivity.
tell them.
No, you just be like, look, you are being more aggy than you realise.
What would
So
you do? Adam?
stop.
What would you do then?
Again, I know
Venus
this is
can't
not the
calmly-
right thing, but if someone is like a friend of mine, not that I don't have any friends who are going through menopause, but if somebody was,
That's the woman who.
I
slides
would
your
give
DMs,
them
aren't they?
space and come back to them when they weren't going through it.
That's such a man answer. Basically,
But
coward.
also-
Pussy, coward. Oh, she's scary lady. Oh, she's been so mean to me.
Well,
Oh,
no,
God,
I think it's
No
better than telling
empathy.
them. I think it's better than telling them like just you're being selfish and being
No,
horrible.
no,
And
that's don't
and dumb.
straw man me. Don't straw man me.
What's
I
a
will
straw-
murder you.
What's
when
a
you
straw
take the
man?
argument, you never
Oh
heard
no.
that.
Oh no, I'm in
no.
trouble.
Oh,
I
no.
told you this was going to happen. I was
is
on my
why
best behaviour around Davina. She's
It's
like, what?
better when it's just me and Tom because we're stuck
Actual
in 2011.
murder
and we don't know
me.
how.
How?
It's like in 2011.
We don't know any of these terms. We're wearing
Straw man.
Pokemon t-shirts and we're in skinny jeans and just going. Have you listened to the new
Gaslight,
mystery
straw man.
What's
man,
straw
So
man?
straw man, I think, is actually legal, or maybe a philosophy. It's when you
What?
take the argument someone said and you exaggerate it. So I said, say to that, pull that woman aside and just be like, "You're really like affecting me because you're being really."
Oh yeah, but
aggressive."
for comedic
You took-
purposes,
effect.
yeah.
So you took the argument I said,
Yeah.
you extrapolated it and
Yeah.
misrepresented it
Yeah.
as a more extreme version by being like, "I'm not going to pull her aside and tell her she's being selfish."
Yeah, I was on the back heels for being called a coward. So I was just
Oh,
like,
I'm
how do I?
sorry. Sorry.
I don't like it when people accurately describe who I am.
Look, if it helps, I do find most men incredibly cowardly.
Thank you.
Well, you're quite scary, Davina. That's why.
Oh, that's why I haven't got a fucking boyfriend.
They're all scared. That is the small dick energy, though.
You're
People
like
are scared
a
of you.
praying mantis. You know when they bite off their heads.
Stop flirting with it.
You know when they bite off their heads and they just leave, it just dies wilted. That is
They fuck the
Davina.
dead body.
Stop objectifying.
I thought they fucked the dead. No.
Yeah,
No,
They do.
think-
I
Oh,
think they
really?
fuck the dead
So
bodies.
basically, they have
Go on.
sex and then they eat.
Yeah, that's it.
And so I think
Yeah.
that's great.
I think spiders and mantises, praying mantises,
That's
do
when they
that.
eat.
Where'd you
One
learn
is
That's how I
not
see you,
upset.
Davina. You're like bite off the head, and then just like let. That,
Okay,
Where'd
can I-
you
and that's a
land?
compliment, by the way.
Where'd you land on this, Davina? Sorry, this has become
Sorry.
Ask the Woman. But where'd you land on this?
Be nice.
Phoebe's saying that's great that women bite off the heads of the men of the praying mantis. Phoebe's also said that there's a new rule amongst young women dating. So maybe you have a sort of a friend of yours.
Again, I saw it coming. We all saw it coming.
Yeah, I did.
Because when there's
Yeah,
a
that's
pattern, Go on.
you know, I just
Repetition.
get one joke to work and then stick with it for an hour. Is basically the theme of this podcast.
Yeah.
But
or even your work in progress. High five.
yeah, well, if you want to come along, it's 7 p.m. Sunday at Belmont.
I didn't want to do that. But
So-
really
I'm
hanging.
so thank you. That's so
Yeah.
sweet.
apparently the theme around a young woman that Phoebe's telling me that if you sleep with a man and he doesn't make you orgasm, you're allowed to steal something of his. Where'd you land on that?
Oh, that's interesting. What's the value up to?
I can't remember. Someone else said this. Someone else. There isn't really a value. Like someone else just said.
Is it an
if
iPad
if
or is
you
it a
have like
T-shirt? Or?
No, if you have like
car.
a one night stand with a guy, doesn't make you come. You are now entitled to steal something. I'm trying to think.
What if it's in
Is it
your
some-
house?
Is it like a couple of quid from like a bowl, or is it like
That's
a?
how we
or
got
like
these.
I
No,
don't
that's-
know, like a.
Touchy.
That's
A
how
couple,
we-
like taking money is just like makes you into something.
As a criminal.
Yeah,
well,
sorry,
It's
I was
like a
carried your
thing
right.
in the house.
that makes it seem like
This is how we
No,
got.
but I'm
escort.
thinking more like I'm gonna get a like.
I'll
I'm
get
gonna buy
2 quid for
Coke on
this.
the way home or something. I'm gonna. Have
This is how we got
cash.
these mics, though. Phoebe had 3 one-night stands. Here we are.
To be honest, though, to be
No,
honest,
I don't. No, I would just. It's not. It's your responsibility to.
That you went into legal mode then. That was
Yeah.
good. That was very
No, I was
good.
going to say about the to have someone make you come. It's your responsibility.
it's not 100% on them, right?
It's not 100%. Then maybe
No.
they don't know. Maybe the thing that makes you come is going like bloop bloop bloop. So you need to tell them.
Jesus.
I mean, that's always been my
Bodies are very
experience.
different.
It's always
so
been the
graphic.
face poking.
Yeah. But if you didn't know that, I couldn't blame you.
Do you know what though? Talking about this, because that's really interesting. I honestly feel like if you had a one night stand with a guy and you didn't come, and then you actually just were honest with him and said, actually, you know what? I didn't come last night. Most guys would be like, oh, can I do something out for you? And then you'd be like, well, actually, can you maybe we'll go out for a coffee? Or most
You
guys will
reckon?
feel like, oh
No, they
shit.
would-
Who are these most
sorry,
guys?
maybe it's 'cause I'm
Yeah, I
old,
think
but
so,
I
100%.
don't.
You
have-
reckon?
I don't have
No, I
sex
think-
without.
If you'd be like, can I have some sort of conversation? They'd be like, well, do you want me to
No,
go down on you? Like most guys would
Sorry,
be like
as my
that.
friend, as my
this
friend,
out.
as my friend says, and she's like my age. Nobody leaves this fucking room until we get what we came here from. So we're not stealing shit, but you're gonna make me come.
What we came here
And you
for.
say men are intimidated by you.
Can I say when I go on my date on Friday, I'm gonna be all like, I'm gonna pretend to be like a hot yoga girl. I'm just like, I'm gonna be like,
Go for it.
Fine. You sound to yourself
Let's
being
role
fake.
play this. This
Go
is what happens. This is what I think happens. So if you're the woman and we've just had sex and you haven't come, so I'm already in character because it's
He's
normal,
already put that in.
normal for me.
Sure.
But
Imagine he's
so
the city bank.
so,
Oh,
do,
I'm about to
so
get you
say,
tonight.
say that thing with what Adam was just saying there. So you saying you didn't make me come.
can you? No, I'd be like, could you, you know,
Gets really childish and like really weird.
Yeah.
Suddenly.
could you?
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yeah,
Exactly. And then you do
Okay.
the blood, and then I'd come, and then we'd all
This is
go for
why I go.
breakfast.
Oh mate, I think this is what most
Well,
most
there's-
blokes do this. Oh, I would, but like I literally have to go because I'm playing hockey.
There is like an etiquette though, isn't
Why
there? Like,
hockey?
I just thought that was sort of bloke you'd be waking up next to.
no, it's all city
So-
bankers.
Yeah, that's what hockey lads.
No, that's
Yeah.
lacrosse. You're thinking of
Hockey, my
lacrosse.
No, that's
Lacrosse.
American lacrosse. I mean, UK is not
Men
big
don't
lacrosse.
play hockey.
Huh?
Not over here. That's Canadian.
Men play hockey, don't they? At the private
ridiculous.
schools, they play hockey and rugby.
Not men.
Not men, not real men. I mean, maybe some of those soft boys that Adam seems to like.
Again, you're
but-
doing Tom again.
Yo.
Yeah.
No.
I'm standing up for you, Tom.
They
Mainly because
are-
I can't do your impression of you, but
No, they I think that's what they do. They go, I'm sorry, I have to go.
I feel
They-
no.
They wouldn't look a good guy. Would
Yeah, good guy, not most blokes.
No, but I don't think it's that embarrassing. It's not like such a goal orientated thing. And I think you can say, could you like do this or do that? You don't have to be horrible.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would.
Can we get some examples of items that
Yeah,
people
I'm
have
trying to
stolen?
think. Is
I'd
it
love
like
to
a
think
key
that.
ring? Because then also if you,
Because key rings are attached to keys, and then you've just taken keys to their entrance to their flat, and that's pretty.
to be honest, I don't
Message
go
him,
to other
mess-
people's houses anyway,
Oh, well, you always take them back to yours.
Sorry,
unless they're
hotels, isn't it?
like.
I don't know. I was just trying to, I don't know. I was trying.
Got a Travelodge card.
No, because again, guys, it's the fear of murder. So I'm not. Also, I don't
Yeah,
want to be
fair.
in some guy's shared house.
Oh.
Rather he'd come to my shared house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, there's less chance I'm going to be murderized.
Yeah.
At my house.
Murderized. That's the correct
I
term.
think that is the correct term.
What about you, Adam? Do you have a preference? Do you take them back?
I
to
don't
yours,
murder
or do
people.
you-
No, not always. Too much
If
admin.
a girl didn't make
Too
you
much
come,
admin.
would you steal something from her?
It's,
Oh, no,
it's
God,
not worth the
no.
aggro post.
I'm just gonna be very honest. Like
So
I'm
much
not
cleanup.
like I'm not in those experiences all the time. So it's not like I'm there going like looking at a back catalogue like, oh yeah, well this and this. Like I think it's very easy for. I mean, I know like unless you've got like erection sort of issues, erectile dysfunction issues, it's not really an issue for guys.
Yeah, whoever that
Oh,
is.
yeah, like you guys are coming, whatever happens.
Yeah, I think it was Andrew Schultz says a bit, and he goes like from the moment like things happen, like a man's just like trying to delay it like the entire time.
Do you know what though? I have the complete opposite issue.
Like you're like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't come.
It takes me ages, yeah.
Well, I
And
think
then
loads of
people
guys
get
takes
annoyed.
them ages. Well, look, I think
That's
it's better
because
to just be
you've got a
honest.
growing issue which will resurface in your late 30s where you're
I tell you, it's a growing issue. It's a small dick,
infertile.
mate. I'm going to be infertile.
I'm saying you probably might be.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's
Thank
mean.
you.
We
I
don't
don't want
know.
biological kids
Wait, is it
anyway.
mean or if it comes
No.
up to be
I've had
true?
enough. Sorry?
You don't want biological children?
No, I don't.
Well, now I have to
Adopt.
change all my plans.
Do you want biological children?
Do you know what's...
Why are we saying biological?
As in, like, you want to adopt
Yeah.
because you're an amazing
Do you know what biological means?
person.
Yeah, but why are we saying it as if like that?
Because you
And
Most
he's
people
showing
have
us how
the
woke he is, that he knows that a lot
Yeah.
of children need to be housed.
Yeah.
Look, that's some real soft boy.
Yeah.
Camera, that's gross.
Yeah, and also there's not as much legally binding you to the kids. You can just leave them somewhere,
It's true.
Yeah.
Also, they won't
give them back,
genetically...
take the
Although
photo, get the content, give them back.
There you
Really,
go, yeah, exactly. Although that has happened.
that's disgusting, isn't it? Right, moving on to our final segment. We have fail mail. Did you put this on your story?
I did.
I
think you
put it on your
just
story. I think you
reposted it,
reposted
didn't you?
what
It was
I...
very
yeah,
lazy.
okay, fine.
No. I was going to post something and then I...
And then you thought, no, I've got something else to do.
So, fail mail this week, guys. If you don't know what fail mail is, thank you for joining us on the first episode that you will listen to, and I'm sure it'll be the last episode you listen to. So, it is this week, as always, well, we ask you for a fail that you have on a common subject, and to this week's episode, we are talking about what makes you angry, what small little inconvenient thing really winds you up. I think you might have some opinions on this, Mr. Coumas.
Yeah.
But I will just go to the official ADF Pod ones who have sent their answers in. We go to Hotel Simone. Thank you very much for sending it in again.
That's the name.
So Simone is a regular listener and
Hotel Simone.
so she's famed for booking a hotel for her birthday and then basically doing like a hotel back yourself where this guy was
Nice.
supposed to be joining her, but then he bailed, so she was like, I want someone else to come join me in this hotel I booked.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. I know Hotel Back Yourself from our friend who's a comedian, which is do a gig in Europe, don't book a hotel.
Oh yeah,
Which is a more
Interesting.
extreme version.
Dude, I don't even book.
I don't even book.
All right. Yeah, I know the
Book
guy. Yeah.
back your, I mean, that is
The
that's
girls in
impressive.
Slovenia are insane.
That's amazing.
But
That's
this-
true. That's the definition. I love it. I think it's such an interesting base. That is true. Hotel Back Yourself.
Yeah. So, Hotel Simone said, when the shop doesn't have Afterpay, and she explains Afterpay is a buy now, pay later thing. It might be called something different over here. She's in Australia. Doesn't have Afterpay at the checkout, online or in store, and I have to pay in full. I don't want to pay in full. I just want to pay in installments. I can't justify spending $300 on jeans, but I can justify if I'm paying $75 in 4 fortnightly installments.
Don't buy the jeans. You're not in that position. That should, like $75 should be like 2 pairs of jeans.
That
you can't afford 300 jeans, don't buy it.
That lasts you 10 years each.
Like,
those
that
jeans.
you need to
But it's not
reassess.
fast fashion though. It's like those jeans are
No, they're
made
gonna.
ethically.
It's made by the same kids.
No, it's not. They're
in
made
Bangladesh.
ethically in a
No.
small by some like
Name
rich
one
white Brisbane
company.
lady.
Name one company that you know that does that.
All of the ethical. No, Tala's not that.
Exactly.
No, maybe Tala is ethical. No, Tala is ethical. Tala.
Yeah.
All the slow fashion ones, all the bamboo ones,
Bamboo jeans.
bamboo leggings and stuff.
Really?
You guys not seen
What are the
this?
pandas going to eat?
Look, yoga lady knows. Phoebe
Yeah, of course,
knows.
Phoebe knows.
Yoga lady.
Really not helping my stereotype.
So, Max,
You
As
can't
a
afford
hot
the jeans.
yoga
Don't buy the
girl,
jeans.
embrace the stereotype.
she was on your side at the start of the podcast.
Wearing the same jeans for 10 years is not good anyway. You're going to fluctuate in weight. It's going to get ripped. You're going to do something. They're going to wear out. Like, if you can't afford, you shouldn't be buying $300 jeans.
Great to have you on, Adam. And so we actually have a previous guest who's messaged in, old Foshy boy, Max Fosh, famous YouTuber and a guy who ran for London Mayor. When someone's oven clock or microwave clock is broken, I agree with that. What are you doing? That to me suggests that they don't have their life.
Well, it's not
Oh,
going to be.
come on, it's impossible to...
It's not going to be.
That's so impossible. Come to my house and fix it.
It's not going to be broken.
It's
It's
just
just.
trying to
impossible.
flirt with me. It's easy to change.
It's
No,
not
those
going to be
things.
broken.
No,
It's just not
it's
set
impossible.
correctly. That's all.
Sorry, no, it is. The one in my car, impossible to set. The one in the oven, impossible to set. The one in the microwave, it's...
Easy.
No,
you
Yeah,
press
that
the
is
clock
annoying.
and then you
Yeah.
press plus and minus, whatever.
If it, no,
If
well,
it's
that's
not
the
showing, then
work
it's
it out.
broken. If it's showing and it's consecutively counting the minutes exactly, then it's you just
Shocking stuff. Can't be
Yeah.
doing that. Loud dropping of
that.
cutlery in the sink. Finding the bathroom mirror moved or crooked. This is the same person, by the way. Also, when tables are uneven or 2 tables stuck together and there's a gap.
It's so funny. The thing that for me, not a problem. But then like Lucy up, I'm apoplectic. Or like someone blocking. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Lucy up.
sorry,
is that?
someone leaving the Lucy up.
Oh, Lucy.
Oh, Lucy.
sorry.
It wasn't a
up.
person.
I thought it was
sorry.
someone
I
you
wasn't
knew.
saying
Lucy up. Was
Lucy
another-
up, what a
No,
bitch.
you know I hate that.
Lucy up's another yoga YouTuber or something.
She's a really hot
Phoebe knows
female
her.
comedian. I can't bear her.
Yeah, Lucy. Yeah, like have you met Lucy up? Lucy up.
the
Like
worst.
she's supposed to be funny, but I don't
She's
know.
actually not even that funny.
yeah. By the way, you might want to. Did you get any responses to your?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Okay. We'll go through these 80 ones first.
Yeah, go on.
I'm not going to ask.
Quite
you to read them.
personal ones, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I
With
bet.
your
Very
ex
very
ex got in
upset.
touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate the way he leaves me alone. He leaves me out of the holiday because I'm claustrophobic. People slurping soup. That's a bad
Yeah,
one.
man, that is
Fair.
that's gross.
That's gross, but I've been guilty of that. It's
Same.
Too hot.
Same.
It's
I've been
hot.
guilty of it, but it's still butter. It's still hot.
Butters.
Yeah.
Butters. Thank you very
I had
much.
to try
Yeah.
and pull myself
North
back
London.
because I was like, "You're so old, Davina. Don't say butter."
Butters.
In a
You know
public
butters.
space.
Yeah.
Crotters?
We use that at
North
school.
London.
We use that at school.
Yeah.
Butters.
Crotters. Crotters.
No, that must have been a
You're thinking of
Barnet thing.
croutons.
Crusty butters.
That is just that's a portmanteau.
That
Crusty
was
butters.
serious. That's a character.
This is
right?
just devolved now into something else.
Well, it wasn't good stuff. Don't worry. Non-recyclable coffee cups. Are those recyclable? Okay.
Yeah, good point. Oh no, it might be compostable.
One-word responses.
100%.
Fine.
Just rude.
Or just
Just
hang on.
being
One-word
rude.
responses.
Unless it's
There's an
from-
easy fix for that. Just ask open-ended questions.
Doesn't
Stop asking
matter.
closed.
Okay, go.
doesn't
Give me an
matter.
open-ended question, and I'll answer one word.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Boris Johnson?
Fine.
Why?
All right.
No, but now you're being facetious. Like, why?
No.
There you go. Yeah, but you're being obtuse now.
No.
I ask open-ended questions. And also, we're entering this. You're now deliberately asking one. You're now definitely trying to do one-word answers.
Yeah,
But
because that
open-ended
was the
questions.
challenge.
Be better at
Blue
conversation.
ticks.
But you look, I have friends where I've got one particular.
That's a lie.
mate. No, I do. I have a friend. No, look,
You've
some
got
people.
lots of friends. Lots of
I have
friends.
lots of friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. People who have friends don't say that. Go on.
I have lots of friends. No, but
Adam
look,
doesn't have
some
friends.
mates are just people who are like, I'm shit at text. I'm not interested, and I will do one-word answers.
Yeah, but
That's
but you're a
some
different
people.
generation. They're not used to it.
Yeah.
When
So it's
people
not
Get them
Telegram.
over email. Get them over email.
That's my Morse code, or like semaphore.
Send them via email.
when people mispronounce the word COVID,
What?
or-
COVID.
How are they?
That
how are
is
they
actually
pronouncing
well
it?
annoying.
I like to
How-
call it COVID.
How are they? Yeah, but like how?
That
are
sounds
they-
like David. That's like
David.
that's not even a thing.
Yeah, I suppose it must be COVID. But who is? I mean, that is
Why
insane.
is it? Yeah.
Someone calling it COVID.
Also, just if you're still around people who are constantly talking about COVID, just get rid of them. It's done.
I agree. It's really. Yeah.
been 2 years.
totally.
Yeah, like I live with a doctor and she keeps banging. I'm like, fucking get over it, mate. But it's like fucking last year. So what else we got? The when someone corrects me and it turns out I was right. I mean, that's criminal.
Well, no, to be honest, that's that. I get that, but I feel like if you're not confident enough in yourself,
No.
you should do that.
Yeah. Oh,
you should
that's-
know because it, like
yeah.
if someone corrects me, because I've had that happen to me,
Yeah.
and I've looked, and I was right, and I thought, you know what, that's on me because I should have known my shit for certain, and then just gone back.
But the
So
regret,
that's-
like someone recently said to me, it's rap. Okay, it sounds really I knew that he said like it's Rachmaninoff second. I was like, no, I think it's Rachmaninoff third. And I know that
What is
sounds.
this?
It's just like a
What is
piece of
this?
music. Sorry, piece of music.
Davina,
We're
God,
very
I'm
different.
I
so
know.
obsessed with using like really young terms and lingos. It's really off-putting.
Was this with another Baroque?
Is this what's going to happen to
composer?
all of us when we hit like our mid-30s? We have to start using words that don't
Basically,
suit
I
us.
didn't back myself, and I still, when I remember,
I get.
it,
What's
cringe.
the Rat Man 2? What?
It's just a piece of music, and it was in a film that I really liked, and I listened to that soundtrack.
Oh my
I worked
God.
through it, and this guy was like, "It's Rachmaninoff second, Davina," and I knew it was,
Rachmaninoff. Okay.
I guess like
Sounds like an Italian dish.
Was this a date?
No, it was like a friend, and I didn't back myself because he went to a posher uni than me, and he's super clever, and I left it. But for the rest of the day, I was like,
You've got to not respect people too much.
no. But then
That's-
later, I
that's
was
it.
like, "Well, Rachmaninoff's
Well,
the."
did you let him know?
Yeah, I texted him, and he was like, "Sorry, you were right." Yeah.
Well, then no big deal. Get over it.
Never.
And we've got Rachmaninoff on next week, so you can ask me yourself. Someone walking
It's
slow
a
in
piece
front
of
of me, can't be doing with
The
that.
worst.
Phil-
Again though.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Walk around them.
No, it's
Walk around
impossible.
them.
Devil's
You
advocate.
can't.
No,
Because they
no,
walk
no.
forward.
What if this person's old and claustrophobic, guys?
No. That's.
What if they're claustrophobic? Like, if there's an old man,
Yeah.
just walk around them.
I'm not talking about an old man. A slow walker. I'm talking about several slow walkers.
they might be
three
doing
abreast. But 3 people are walking, slow abreast, talking. It's like
again,
Okay.
unless you're like, just go around them.
We've got quite a lot to get through
Well, you
here,
can't,
guys.
so-
Ask them. Excuse me. Sorry.
I will move quickly on to the next one. Film lids on packaging that don't peel. People watching videos on their phone on public transport with no headphones. The audacity.
Rude.
That is
That's
insane.
so
That is
rude.
the sign of an
You're
insane
rude.
person. I can't believe
Though,
that.
Listening
I
to
think there's
what?
a cultural difference. I think.
Well, okay.
Well, what races are we talking about?
yeah.
No, I think.
What cultural differences? Are we thinking about the same race?
Yeah.
I think in
It's
some,
the
in
Jewish
some,
community,
Stop
right?
it, in some
Why have you
European
stolen my
countries.
phone?
in some
Oh, wow,
European
yeah,
countries,
there we go.
People walk around like this is a sort of
Us an
It's like
apprentice
Western-
talking.
it's
on
If you
such
don't,
a
if you
bit
can't,
about-
you
in
can't
Western
see
Europe.
on the one watching on.
By the way, I
YouTube.
love how all PG these questions are. Did you go through all the crazy shit and just get the most mundane ones?
No,
Just
these
sort
are
of
these are real
lids
people.
of packet.
Adam. It's
No, but just
not
like I
yours.
expect, there must be one nut job out there, sort of
not
saying
about that,
when
it's
people are
about your
breathing
reaction,
after,
man.
you know, what, sorry.
If it's about your like the three of the people walking slow makes even talking about it makes my blood boil.
I want to go back to the cultural differences. What were the cultural differences?
So
because
people
the
in
thing-
Europe hold their phone out like this.
This
and-
for, I like my
Europe,
initial
safe.
reaction.
That's a good one.
No, I think in loads of Western European countries, it's really normal to just walk through like the metro or the bus with your like this, like being like, I'm talking to a person.
Do the accent. Do the
Yeah.
accent. Do the accent because you were so close. So I really wanted the accent.
Did you say Senegal? What did you, what did you-
I said
Davina
Western
Bentley
Europe.
is about to do an accent.
But if somebody's talking on their phone like this as opposed to this, my initial reaction is like, that's rude. But people are
Good.
different in
That.
different.
Just listen to their conversation.
Yeah. I save voice notes to pretend I'm having conversations. I think I'm important. Mansplaining. My husband's coughing. When people say espresso.
But then
Yeah,
what's
you agree with
worse,
that?
being someone
I-
correcting you to espresso is worse.
I used
my
to-
ex-boyfriend
right.
used to do that.
Yeah.
It's so low.
But I used to call it. I called it espresso for the longest amount of time until my sister told me, and now I always correct people. And you just want to get get one over on other people, so it's
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
nice.
No,
Information.
And
you
also,
passed it on. Same. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then I pass it. I don't.
and also when people spell a lot as one word in texts, and it's actually two words.
I don't have friends who do things like that.
You
I'm
don't have friends.
dyslexic.
Yeah, and it's just you're dyslexic.
Adam's on the chat forums and they're very, they're very
Also,
quick to reply on
mansplaining as well. I think that's an interesting one because it could just be whenever I've done it, it's always been intentionally patronising. So
Yeah.
that's.
So you were trying.
Did you
to
get you get what I mean? Is that
You guys get it?
right? Yeah,
Get
is that
it?
right? Yeah. So
And you can find Adam on 4chan. So people eating apples.
8chan, that's where the
8chan, sorry, yeah.
that's the QAnon people.
People eating apples. That's that's a bit harsh. I think people should be allowed to eat their
Bananas I
apples.
can understand because that's a funny one.
Bananas comes up in a minute. When changes happen at the last minute, I think. Well, I mean,
Be-
Well, this
be
is the holiday
flexible.
stuff, isn't it? This is the person from the holidays.
when people are on their phones instead of looking at me when I'm talking to
never,
them,
yeah, never.
What
Don't
you
know.
saying?
What's that one like?
you wouldn't know. When they ask me to repeat myself because they didn't listen to me, it drives me mad.
Again, same.
So what did you say?
Yeah.
But restaurants putting food on pieces of slate.
Well, don't go to
I
those
can
restaurants
get,
then.
I can get. Yeah, but you don't know.
Yeah, you do.
You don't
No,
know
no,
it's a slate
Can I
restaurant.
just? Can I add one?
It doesn't say we
going to a
serve on
spoon.
slate.
Can I add one? When restaurants go, sorry, all the food's going to come out at different times because that's how we do things here. No, you just can't. You can't time it because timing's really hard.
That is
Don't
Ramesh
brand
Lang and
it
Nathan
to
bit,
me.
and it's Wagamamas. They're the only ones who do it. Everyone else brings it out at the same time.
That was literally. I saw that bit. It's called parallel thinking, but.
Is it?
Loads of restaurants, loads, especially like hipster
Are you
restaurants for you
mansplaining
to
it
go.
to me?
There are
I am.
cultural differences.
Oh right, yeah.
Loads of restaurants say everything comes out at different times with tapas.
People leaving the lights on when they leave a room.
That's only annoying if you're paying the bills.
Yeah, I
No,
agree.
I really get annoyed at that as well. I really want.
you
to
pay
go.
the
I
bills.
bet your
Yours.
dad. I bet it was growing up. Your
He's got a
dad.
sketch about it.
My
His dad
man
doing
did
it.
both
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them.
Fine,
Yeah.
so that's why you're.
I didn't care about that until I started paying bills, and then I was like, oh fuck,
Same.
turn this shit off.
Yeah. Now he just sits alone in the dark.
And in the cold. with
Yeah.
a blanket
Yeah.
on.
Seeing people online who aren't replying to your messages.
Well, you need to know where that friendship is.
Yeah. People chewing with their mouth open. I mean, that's despicable.
Yeah,
That is despicable.
I've also been guilty of that though, but yeah, it's gross.
Someone's just said children. When someone
Depends.
when someone reclines their seat in front of me in an airplane, encroaching on my limited space
Oh, look.
because I'm claustrophobic. No, I didn't say that last bit. When people don't use a turn signal as if it has a genuine effect on my travel, the rage. I didn't
Dude,
quite
that's
get that.
dangerous. Do you drive?
Yeah. Well, I
It
have
depends. It
range,
depends a
but
lot. If you're driving at 5 miles an hour and you're in
No,
a car
dude.
park, then maybe not.
No.
I didn't get the as if it has a
Indicate.
genuine effect on my travel. I didn't get that bit.
I don't do it in car parks.
Because they mean like they need to know. I don't think that's a small thing though.
It's a
I think
massive
that's
thing.
an actual thing.
That's a crime. People who sing out loud randomly when it's silent.
Well, don't let them just being happy, right?
No, I mean that.
As if you would like that. As if you would like that.
No, I wouldn't enjoy it, but I'd find it fun. That's kind of like,
No,
look
no,
at
no,
that.
no.
I
So,
would
do you
not
remember
enjoy that.
Not Louis C.K. bit about a girl on the tube? Just
Can we mention
singing?
him? Is he not cancelled?
He's on
I
next
don't
week.
think you cancel the material that wasn't informed.
Separating the
by
art from
this.
the artist. Fine.
What's his
It's
bit?
just a great bit about a girl singing on the tube, and he's like, "Who do you on the whatever you call it, American tube?"
She was a white woman, right?
Yes.
Yes,
And so it was
100%.
fine. But yeah, like who do you, like what you do? It's the same thing.
Well, she thinks she's entitled. That's it. But I think that's
it's a really
fine.
good bit. It's a really good bit about that. So
Again, I don't mind.
we're not talking about singing in the house.
No.
Like,
Allowed out in the. That's fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Don't
can't, but
believe
you are lying. There's no
So,
way
I do
you'd
not
be hanging
believe
out with
if
someone.
we were on
who's
a
Oh, I'm
singing.
not
Wait,
saying
if
I'm
I'm
not
not
enjoying it.
singing
I'm not,
around
by the
you,
way, I'm not
you would lose
enjoying
the
it in the way that
piss.
you think I'm enjoying it. I'm there going, oh, isn't that nice? She's really expensive. I'm there going, this is fucking hilarious. This is. I hope something happens and people are going.
Well, you
"Shut
hope
up."
people get
But it
annoyed.
would,
That's
like,
what
I
you're
enjoy the
enjoy it.
enjoying.
theatre.
Piss
I
you
enjoy the
off.
spectacle.
See, I would just be like, oh my God, shut up, man. It's a tube.
No, I enjoy-
Other things. People
It's a story.
writing, I need advice instead of I need advice.
Typo.
And divine.
Aren't V
Divide-
and
divide
C
with an
aren't
E?
V and C right next to each other on the keyboard? So that's a typo. Get over it.
Eating noises. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
People who don't have curtains but get annoyed if you look in their house as you walk past.
That's a good
really
one.
good- it's a really
We got a
good point.
joke, Ron. We got a
Yeah.
joke. There we go.
When
That's a
people
mooch bit.
Sorry, I'm still getting over the Romish Rogan, and I can't believe you accused me of Amy Schumering some comedy.
Oh wow. Yeah.
You're not that good.
You
but
are a
Adam,
chubby G.
Adam is in a process now where we could say anything and he is immediately.
He'd be like, blah blah, has a bit on that.
He's playing devil's advocate, and what do we know
I
about
agree.
devil's advocate? No one else enjoys it.
Also, it's a classic, like mansplaining position. Just to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, this is a feminist podcast, Adam.
Yeah, exactly.
We always get bitches on here. So when people wear coats on their shoulders without using the sleeves.
Oh no, I think that's quite sexy. That's like
yeah,
That's
but
a middle
the
class
people
thing.
you
That's a
date.
middle
That's
class
people
thing.
you date down at the
Davina,
club.
that's so you.
disgusting.
Down at the club.
I'm disgusted.
You're wearing
Because
like
they've got
a.
these broad shoulders.
You're wearing like
'cause
a.
They used to play
yeah.
long at rugby.
And you put it round.
Yeah,
I wish I was
That's
like
gross.
both. What's so awful is I would love if that were true. Unfortunately, it's not.
No, that's definitely a middle class thing.
Someone's just
Okay.
said rain. I'm a chef. At work, we reuse plastic containers. We aim for zero waste. I become so vexed when other chefs don't put the label on the same side as where you pull the lid off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair.
right.
When I try and peel the foil off a yogurt pot and it fucking rips, oh my God, day ruined. People eating bananas with their mouth open. So I told you bananas.
Well, it's got to be open at some point to get the.
Yeah.
get
How else are you
in.
going to get the banana in? Am I right, lads?
Constantly. Oh right, there we go.
Someone's just said Hard Rock Cafe and then an angry face.
Again,
That's really funny. Like, what a ridiculous concept. They are right.
don't go there.
When I see grown men pick their nose and eat their boogers on the tube,
I
who's
think-
doing that, lad?
No, I think everyone's got to understand. If you're gonna pick your nose, do it in private.
Yeah.
That's it.
When people wait at the crossing but don't press the fucking button, that winds me up as well.
No.
What are you
Was
waiting
it?
for? What are you waiting
Famous
for?
Key and Peele sketch.
Is that right? I
really
didn't see
good
that.
little
I
sketch.
was
Although sometimes they will, if it's on a main road, it will just change. But I get it.
Loud kids, slow walkers again.
Slow
People
walkers.
blocking escalators on the NYC subway. I don't know about New York.
A
City.
Was that like
walker
a-
in London? I will say to anyone, even if it's like a massive dude, stand on the other side.
Yeah,
stand,
yeah.
man.
You've got to stand there.
Stand. Unless you've got a pram, you stand.
When
the
people
other
wear
side.
unmatched socks, bonus anger points if it's inside out. I mean, that person
Don't-
just
don't
can't get
care.
dressed. Wet gum.
What?
Wet gum.
Well, don't eat
Well, it's
it.
gonna
if
be
it's
wet
wet.
for- Put it in your mouth.
Yeah. I suppose people, maybe she's chewing it
when
and
you
she's
chew it
enjoying
too
it and then
long.
takes it out and goes, ah!
Yeah.
Dry?
Drops it immediately. When people send a lot of tiny messages instead of a whole paragraph.
Yes, yeah, sort of a bit annoying.
I get that. When you're buzzing and you're like, oh shit, something's going down. It's just like, haha, lol, that's funny. No way. Are you out tonight?
Put your phone on silent.
It also shows they're not actually thinking about you. They're just doing streams of consciousness. It's a bit rude.
That's how I message.
Or they're super engaged and they're responding every minute. They're hypersensitive. I find it worse if somebody sends me a big long paragraph. I thought you think you're that important. I'm going to read your whole thing.
This is generational, definitely, this difference.
Adam, you don't get those messages.
So
Definitely
bad.
generational.
When people stop right in front of you when you're walking down a path, doesn't even have to be narrow. Why are you stopping?
But they don't know you're behind you.
They should.
Guess what?
If
Wake
this was-
up, bitch.
Right.
When people bite their nails, people posting Insta stories with shitty Happy B-Day song covers.
that's you,
I don't know
right?
why.
Okay,
just
fine.
a pet peeve.
That's this podcast.
That's one of my
the entirety
fans.
of this podcast.
People who don't blow their nose when it's running.
Yeah. that's
Piling
Yeah.
dirty
If they
dishes.
Sniff
Piling
instead.
dirty dishes.
Piling
yeah.
dirty dishes in the washing up bowl and then leaving it. People who wipe their nose with their hands and start to touch everything in the tube. Someone's just said cyclists misuse of the word decimate. It means kill 1 in 10. There is no other meaning.
Wow, I didn't know it was that specific.
No
Yep.
way.
There
That's a
you
good
go.
fact.
Can we-
I just
can
wanted
we
to show
check
that really
that?
cool
Is that-
fact. Can we
is
fact check that?
Is
really?
that 1 in 10? Decimate. It just
Dictionary.
means 1 in 10.
Decimate.
Phoebe on
Is it
Dictionary
10%?
Corner. Decimate is what you're looking at.
I didn't know it was that specific. That's crazy.
When you
Wet.
can tell the barista rushed the morning coffee and it tastes like shit. Someone said burping. People leaving the wet sponge in the sink. Bacteria, squeeze it out. Ugh.
Yeah, totally.
Strangers not saying thank you when you hold a door
Oh.
open. I usually yell, "You're welcome."
I do that as well.
Cyclists jumping red lights. I have an urge to throw myself in front of them out of spite.
Oh wow.
Someone said the fruits stickers. So-
Oh yeah, so not. I'm enjoying my apple, and now I'm muting a
Get rid
sticker.
of-
So that's not compulsory. You can peel them off,
Yeah.
and it's just like branding. So just peel that off.
And then finally, people who either reply all to an email saying just "thank you," clogging my inbox.
No, because you're showing its receipt of the email.
That's what I think as well. Phoebe.
Decimate, by the way,
Yeah.
there's according to Google,
Yeah.
The first definition is kill, destroy, or remove a large population. And then the second one is kill 1 in every 10.
So that person's
could be
incorrect. It's
So,
What is it?
but deaths obviously is like 10.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna pretend I knew
Someone's done Latin.
Oh, salve puella.
Yeah.
that. Wow.
Phoebe,
There
you
Yes.
had some fail mails as well because
I
last week
did,
we were going to
but
go
we
to you, but then
are-
we're out of time, are we?
We're-
What a shame. So that's the end of all of this fail podcast. And do you want
Men
to?
interrupting women.
Do you want to read?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just
I
talking
could-
there.
I could do
do you want? Do you want to?
Got you there.
Do you want to read them out?
I could do a couple.
Okay.
Someone said
Every minute counts.
eat it when they're eating or cooking and there's any food on the utensil.
What?
What?
Oh,
Like,
so like
I think
a
after-
spatula or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
which
Fair.
I thought, someone said a small thing that annoys them is babies just grow up.
Hey.
That's a good one. Funny.
When someone skips a song seconds before it ends.
What's
I don't know, it's
efficiency?
ending though.
That's
Someone who's trying to be cool and
There's a
pretentious.
setting for that on Spotify
There you
as
go.
well. You can have it cut off like
Yeah,
7
I play back. Yeah.
This one's one of mine actually as well. When people cut their like toenails or fingernails and they keep and they've done it in the sink or the bath or
Fucking
something and they
gross.
don't wash it away.
Gross.
You can't be having that.
That is
That's
serial killer
sackable
vibes.
offence.
Yeah.
My brother has written in.
Go on.
He's just said women, but then he's also said.
I don't agree with that.
I would say that's not a little thing.
That's
That's a
not
big
it.
Ali, would you
fucking
say
hell.
that you support women or you hate women? What would you say?
I know it's controversial, but I'd say I support women.
cuck.
Yeah.
He's also written in saying when people, and I think by people he means me, when people say they don't want a takeaway and then eat a slice of his pizza every time he gets one, and that is something that I do.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. The toilet paper being around the wrong way,
Which is the right way?
facing you.
As long as you're wiping your ass, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah. I would agree with that point.
Sniffing,
Yeah.
that is
We
really
got
good.
that one, yes.
YouTube adverts.
Okay. Yeah.
Skip
get rid of
them.
them.
There's
Or
actually a
pay
very
for
good
premium.
sketch about that, which is going to be on this weekend at the Museum of Comedy, 7:30 p.m. Saturday. Dregs, me, Adam Flood, one of the best comics on the circuit. We're going to a very funny sketch about that.
There you go. That's great. I hope it really goes well. Obviously,
Lovely.
you won't be able to see it because you'll all be at 7 p.m. at Bill Murray for my preview. So, but yeah, I hope it goes well. Phoebe, any more?
There's a few more. Anything to do with trains going wrong? They've messed up enough that they're on such thin ice. Any one thing going wrong and I flip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that, trains.
When the Uber driver wants to chat past the obligatory, how has your night been?
How
Okay,
dare
so
they?
you've got to
bloke.
set, okay, so like,
Poor bloke.
unless you are on your way to an interview and it's really obvious because you're like revising or reading.
There's a
think
setting,
like-
isn't there, that you can tap to say, I don't want to have small talk. I swear there was like a small
Are you
talk
kidding?
button. I'm pretty sure that was.
That's so rude. Like, that's
I'm
the
pretty
thing,
sure
it's
there's a
rude
thing.
to shut someone down. But equally, if you're like, because I often don't get an Uber because I'm preparing for something.
Yeah. I have very limited knowledge of Ubers. I've never actually booked an Uber myself.
But you are from an anti-Uber family.
Yeah, black cab. My dad's a black cab driver, so
Oh,
I
well,
can't get
fair
into
enough.
that. Yeah, yeah.
No, you can't. He's
Okay, sorry,
tired.
but that feels quite mean, that one. Like, don't talk
That-
to
yeah.
me, Uber man.
That's
Well,
yeah.
they sent another one in.
Go on.
Their other one was public sensor taps. They never work for me, and I look like a drunk dancer trying to use them.
Oh, I
Public
could
sense-
totally agree.
Yeah. Oh,
Public, yeah. You know, when you're trying to.
Yeah.
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 And I think the rest have all
Okay.
been said.
All been covered.
Yeah.
Breathing loudly.
I had
Has
one
that
that
one
just
been
said
said?
unibrows. That was one that I got sent in, which is quite offensive to me because
Do you wax? Do you wax your?
I have. If I didn't pluck mine, I would have not a unibrow. I would have a monobrow. I had
What's
one
the difference between a unibrow and a
Monobrow's a lot more pronounced, a bit more like a caveman
Yeah.
brow. Mono, stronger word. Uni, like it's.
Uni
very
sounds
uneducated.
educated.
Yeah, yeah. So I could probably if we had an extra 5-10 minutes, I
You
could
could
probably
grow
grow one
one.
out
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
podcast. Just kind of really
You're very
focus it like
lucky.
that.
I think it's really good.
Thanks.
And on that lack of sincerity,
Yeah, great. Yeah.
we end
That's
another
great. Good
episode
stuff.
of All I Do Is Fail podcast. Thank you so much for listening. You can get more between the podcast on the Instagram, Adif at AdifPod. And of course, you can donate to our Patreon for an extra episode every week. Patreon.com/AdifPod. Just £4 a month and you'll get an extra episode with me and Tom on the Tuesdays. But for now, I want to say thank you very much to our esteemed guest, the wonderful Davina Bentley. Do you have anything you would like to plug? Where can people find you?
Please follow my Instagram, which is at Davina Bentley Comedy, and my TikTok, because I'm close to 20,000, which isn't.
Hey-o.
And that's at Davina Comedy on TikTok, at Davina Bentley Comedy on Instagram.
Fabulous. And Mr. Adam Coumas, thanks for coming. Have you got anything to plug?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Adam Coumas, Coumas. There's actually only 2 Adams on there, and the other guy is literally actually my uncle. So if you see one with a gorilla profile picture, don't add him, he's my uncle, add me.
He's hilarious.
And
Oh,
same
so
name.
good.
I thought we were getting him.
Yeah.
I thought we were
Yeah,
getting
fuck off,
him.
both of you.
Yeah.
And you can find me as
He's
well
got a
on...
gorilla as his picture, but that's actually less
You
hairy
can
than
find
Adam
me
when he goes
also-
ice monobrow.
Find me also on TikTok, but not 20,000. I'm just closer to 10,000, so not as good as.
Well, no, I'm only
Davina.
at 16 at the moment. So
Okay.
like,
Oh wait. So I'm actually.
We're all close to
10.
20,000.
So yeah, at Adam Coumas, I do sketches as well, and you can find me just in London, actually, just walking around
Outside your house.
Yeah.
They do very funny sketches, so check them out on TikToks and the Instagrams. But for now, we want to say thank you very much, producer Phoebe.
Bye.
Thank you, Phoebe.
Thanks, baby.
And thank you very much for you listening at home. I hope you have a quality week. Look after yourself, take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Cheers.